Ba-dum-tish. Right, let's do this, shall we? Let's see whether or not we how many things don't work in this pre-alpha version of the rule set that I'm completely. You know, it's bad news when I'm writing the rule set. So yeah. This is even before Keel's actually even looked at it yet. So any bugs or issues are mine and mine alone, unless they're with the combat tracker, because we're using 5.3. So hello, welcome one and all to our first play testing of Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. Let's see if we can break it. Well, we've got a lovely new party, so I suppose we're going to have to treat this like a con game, because I haven't actually read any of your backgrounds yet. So I've been too busy making sure I get everything ready for today. And stuff for Saturday as well. So I think it's time, given that you are a party of... you are here to complete your final... Was it confirmation? I've forgotten already what I said it was. Your confirmation into the Pathfinder Society. So they've sent you out on your confirmation mission, as it were. We're going to call it anyway. So all you have to do is resolve the problem here, and then you will be accepted members of the Pathfinder Society. Therefore, there is some assumption that you have crossed paths in the past, and therefore you have been grouped together. But maybe this is the first time all 6 of you have worked together as a party yourselves. Or maybe you like each other and have past histories. I don't know. As I said, I haven't got around to reading your backgrounds yet. But I will, obviously, for all those lovely side quests I can do later. So let's just, in tradition, go left to right, and we'll start with Dondred Warhead.
Dondred Warhead is a dwarf from the Five Kings mountain range. Quite far away. And he has come to... what state are we in?
I think you're in South Verissa, Verissa, isn't it? You're further south than Soundport.
It depends on the adventure. So he's come out from Five Kings Mountain, and he is on the warpath for blood. And he basically believes that he should seek out even and kill it with passion as possible, and his greatest wish is to die in combat. So he can go to the heaven of his gods. He believes devoutly in battle. And if anybody gets injured, he can heal you, so he can come back and fight again because it pleases the blood god.
Tell you're all the way down here in Andorran.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get on a boat to get to part 2. Rise
of the Rune Lords is set somewhere up in Verissa, so but you guys are at Hollow's Hope, so eventually you guys will be sort of heading up. There's Bridleport. There's Magramar. I think you're travelling that whole vast distance for when we start Rise of the Rune Lords. But right now, as I say, you've been sent to Andorran. And basically heading to Falcon's Hollow. But anyway, so that's where you currently are. Sorry, I cut across your blood, death, and murder descriptions there, Mr. Dwarf. Okay, that brings us to Goodfella. Goodfella Ectessa.
Hi there. Goodfella Ectessa is always ready with a quick, really pithy saying that comes out about an hour to a day later. He wants to be known as clever and successful, but he's not really sure if he's either of those. About him, I wrote a little background in the notes.
Okay.
It's really good. I put time into it, so if you want to read it, but I'll just tell you, he was born into slavery, lived a slave, and earned his freedom enslaving others. So he has a precarious relationship to freedom and a person's value and worth. Like, he knows everyone has a personal value, but sometimes it's a gold piece. He loves, his goal is to be a functioning member of society and have wealth and privilege and prestige. He's very materialistic, and he worships the 2 gods of wealth, Abadar, the good one, and secretly Asmodeus, the bad one. He grew up in the slave pits of Cheliax.
Well,
And he likes all the pomp and circumstance that goes with civilization. And he pretends to be educated because he's a slave. He's very ashamed of his background, that he's just a nobody. But he wants to become a somebody.
Hey, Goodfella, I was not too sure, right? Is their name Goodfella, or is that like Plum Brown might be Farmer Brown, so the name's Extester? Is the name Extester and there's a Goodfella, or is the name Goodfella?
The name is Goodfella. That's the name he was given as a slave. They call him Goodfella.
Aye, right. Okay.
Even when he's being bad, they say, "Come here, you're a good fella."
Okay, that brings us to, and please correct me if I'm mispronouncing your names, Jelsa Symphony? Symphony? I don't know.
Symphony, there's no H in there.
Yeah.
She liked the sounds of it. Gnomes tend to just pick names, and if you don't like it, she'll change it. Well, no, she won't, because she don't really give a damn what anybody thinks. She's a gnome. Particularly annoying. He was born in Omesta. That's the treetop village above the Elven village. And although the gnomes and the elves had, come to an agreement that the gnomes would stay in the treetops and the elves would claim the ground, the gnomes couldn't resist poking at the elves. And she was encouraged to set out and see the world because, gnomes are kind of driven to new experiences and trying things different. She's kind of curious and impulsive. She wears leather armor that looks kind of glittery, but you can't quite tell what causes the glitter. It won't take long to figure out that she likes glittery things, sparkly things, not necessarily shiny. It's got to have that sparkle to it.
Well, thank you very much. And that brings us to Arena.
Arena is an elf who brought up in Whisperwood. Has always desired to find out everything about nature and the natural world that she possibly could, and has decided that perhaps she needs to travel further afield than just the woodland she grew up in now, to find out more and to learn about places beyond. She doesn't like cities or large gatherings of people, much prefers to stay around nature wherever possible. Cities freak her out quite a lot.
That's okay, no cities for today anyway. Well, thank you very much. That brings us to the first of the half-orcs, Bert.
Bert could not be your more atypical half-orc. Instead of being the big burly dude that walks around looking for trouble, he seems to be kind of shy and retiring. He spends most of his time kind of hiding out in the background, trying to be as unobtrusive as possible. He does spend a lot of time with his panther, Snookums. And beyond that, he really doesn't talk about his past a whole lot.
Well, that makes life nice, straightforward and quick, doesn't it? And last but no means least, Rannick.
I can call me Rannick, because my name's Rannick. I suppose I'm mostly a bounty hunter. I'm mostly a bounty hunter. Though I must admit, if it's bring them in alive or dead and it's same price, they struggle a lot less and they talk a lot less if you bring them in dead.
Okay, well, there we go. An interesting.
I like them dead too. I find that
I've got a little cottage up in Verizia. It belonged to Farmer Brown, but he died, and so did Mrs. Brown, and well, it's mine now.
Won't ask how they die.
What you saying?
You can actually make more money from them alive.
Well,
let God sort them out.
If they're worth more alive, that's what manacles are for.
Gags.
I'm just saying that there's you're a bounty hunter. I would like to introduce you to the ever profitable career of slaver.
No.
Nothing
No,
is more
it's
expensive than freedom.
What kind of soft bastard are you that wants to lock people up permanent like?
Well, Andorian
The
is
kind of
slavery.
civilization.
I'm not playing with any of that people owning other people's stuff. That's not good, that.
Not in this state. It's banned around here.
What, are you kidding? Almost every one of these nations run on slavery.
Nope, not here it don't. Andorian
Yeah, they do.
banned
Look
slavery in the
hilarious.
Civil War.
Aye.
No, you are now. You know, all the big agrarian nations of Galarian run on slavery.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
the
that.
demon worshippers next door, they do slavery. Yeah,
Yeah.
really excellent.
How
Bit
do
of
you
a
think
nasty
agriculture works?
I'm
People
not
just
so
go,
sure.
I want to
Not
go
too
work
keen
in
on
the
them.
field. In order to get food, someone's got to farm it. We just get the workers. We're very useful.
Well, indeed. So I'm not entirely sure how far you have travelled to get here, but obviously it sounds like it's been some very interesting and lively debates on the way, and please do feel free to carry them on. But it appears.
See him enslave a few gnomes. That's got to work well.
I've thrown an extra map at you. Because I kick some people like that.
A few might volunteer to be slaves for a little while just for the experience, but they wouldn't last.
Well, this is it. So as I say, I've closed the map, but yes, we're down in Andorran, and you're heading into the Dark Moon Vale, and interesting area. Mostly, basically.
Did you see the PDF I just sent you?
No, I did not.
It'll be in Discord.
Irina might get a little nervous when she sees how much Jesla admires her hair.
Yes, I've got the Dark Moon. I've got the whole Dark
I could
Moon.
probably weave it into a really nice cloak. That
PDF.
would be gorgeous.
But anyway.
I'll put you off a weft.
You asked for a bit of her hair, and she gave you all handful.
Let's see if I didn't get the
And
references.
I will
That's
tuck
very
it
good.
in one of the many little pouches you see strapped around me, including some like crossways as a bandolier. Thank you. That's very generous.
You're welcome, little one.
I'm not at all like the elves of Omesta. They were quite snotty.
Well, it's elf, so you would expect.
Well,
What,
indeed.
did they not blow up noses?
Anyway.
Easy to annoy. Too easy.
Indeed. So, perched on the edge of the civilized lands, the small town of Falcons.
Your nose. You're funny. I would have said something clever too. I'm clever. I just want you to know that. But I'm not as quick as you there, Rannick.
Perched on the edge of the civilized lands, the small town of Falcon's Hollow has always had to rely on itself to solve its problems. Meanwhile, the uncaring labour barons squeeze the common folk for every last copper, deaf to their pleas. Now hacking coughs of the sick are hired throughout the town. The plague has come to Falcon's Hollow, and the town leaders don't know how to stop it. So, yes, basically this whole area, as I was saying, is based completely on lumber. Falcon's Hollow basically is very... is owned and run by the timber consortium, as it were, like the lumber consortium, I should say, and they basically cutting down the trees, and it's quite a scary amount how much they're cutting down every year, and the forests around here are shrinking rapidly. The reason that it's so eagerly cut down is basically because the woods around here are dark wood, I believe is the term, is the phrase I'm trying to remember, isn't it? That really expensive wood. I can't remember now. Do you know? I did all this prep
Ironwood.
earlier. Ironwood, I think. Yeah, I've done all this prep earlier and did all this research and did 5 seconds with you guys playing your characters very well, I hasten to add, and you've managed to completely throw me off my game, so well done, guys. I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, so I've found some bugs in the core rules I'll need to fix.
I've heard that elves are very picky when they pick their nose.
Darkwood, yeah, Darkwood. Werewood, it's much lighter than normal. Items carved from it weigh half as much as their equivalents, and it costs an additional 10 gold pieces a pound to the price of a masterwork version of the item. So Darkwood items also are tougher. So if you build something out of Darkwood, it increases the toughness of the hull.
Your kids haven't been around long enough. You are cutting all these forests you keep cutting down. You're going to upset the face sooner or later.
Hey, Randy, did you get my joke? I had to think on it, but I got it pretty good. The elves were picky when they picked their nose.
So is Darkwood the gnome version of the forest? They're very tough.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't underestimate it.
Eventually, I've got enough of my plate. Just trying to keep track of the rule sets, and to be honest, I think you guys. I mean, you guys are. Well, we'll see. They may well be added in. They may well be added in later. But anyway,
I'm only winding you up. I don't actually mind.
I know. You're only winding me up. I'm not really offended. Don't worry. So yeah. Basically speaking, the situation is there seems to be some sort of plague that's come to the town. And all attempts, including magical, haven't worked. So basically, and you've been basically you guys have been sent down here to sort it out. So, welcome.
Look at it, I know why they sent me.
Well, I know why they sent me because I make order. I think that often diseases spread because the working conditions are poor. We need to maybe spread out the workers, make sure they're out and they're not too close together.
So I shall give you some maps. So you should have a map of the town of Falcon's Hollow and also a map of the environs around, so you can see where Falcon's Hollow is. It's on the River Foam. And the Dark Vale, the Dark Moon Vale is just to the north of you, and that's the wood that they're getting the dark wood from. And
I suspect that we need to suspect the labor camps. I think that's probably going to be one of them diseases, vectors, things.
Well, indeed, but obviously first things first. So,
I'm not sure that is a disease.
But we look around and find out what's happening before we make guesses.
They're gold breaking.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Hey, what? As a healer, this don't look like a disease. There's something seriously dark going on here. We need to find somebody in the town that's an expert on this. What have you tried?
I'm guessing if there's a place called Roots and Remedies, and they've not worked, we shouldn't bother with there.
Perhaps we should investigate the church. They will at least know what the symptoms are.
I like the idea of a place called Rouge Lady.
Should have said that map later. Oh dear.
No, because it's called the Sitting Duck. What actually is it? Is it a tavern?
That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question.
So there's only two places on the list to go. Is one the church and two Roots and Remedies.
What is the Sitting Duck? I do not recall. Let's see if I can find it. Because
Goose and Gander's probably a pub.
Goose and Gander is actually this local. That threw me actually, but the Goose and Gander is actually the general store in the town. It's run by a gnome.
And it's opposite Rouge
That more
Lady.
gnome.
Well, Rouge Lady sounds like
everywhere.
a local shop.
The only gnome in the town I seem to recall. Let me see. Hang on.
Well, he was.
Yeah. It's the only gnome in the village. Not anymore.
There's only gnome in the village.
The Goose and Gander is the local general store. Yep. This obviously basically some information you'll get out of people. I'm just getting. it's easy just so you have an idea. So just off the map is Brookman's Well. It's a small spring on the edge of town. What you notice as you come in is there seems to be a couple of guards standing outside it, and it seems that basically they've their job is to stop anyone taking water from the spring. The Goose and Gander's the local general store. So the Hollow Tribunal is where which is what's the number? I think is that number. Oh, the numbers are different. I found a different map of Falcon's Hollow to the one I've got here. So gosh, maybe the Sitting Duck's not going to be on my list here. Oh gosh, that might be a mistake. I wonder where I got that map from. I've got so many. Oh, the Sitting Duck. Located a little too close to the town's palisade, the Duck is the local hotspot for adventurers, explorers, and other rapscallions looking for excitement. It's a tavern. It serves a potent local brew of fermented dark wood leaf that can floor an ogre in a few tankards, apparently. Raucous games of knivesies and left loosey apparently can take place there. Yeah.
Well, perhaps we should start there. It's near the entrance to town, and people talk in taverns.
Stunty here says we should go up to church and roots and remedies.
Yeah, because I imagine that. Do you want to speak to the priest? Because he's in the club. I'm in the club.
Which way are we coming in from?
Priest.
You will be coming in northwest on the upper of the two roads.
So the church is the first thing we'll hit.
Yes, number 11. The church would be the first thing you hit.
I feel that we should go to the perch, the high area, and introduce ourselves before we start poking around.
That's far across the other side of town. We would have to walk through the entire place before we got there.
Well, there's a price to doing things proper. I mean, but we're old timey people. We know how to walk. We're not nowadays people that can't walk more than a block.
Here, what do you mean can't walk? Blocks don't walk.
What happens if you take a chip off them?
Now there's confusing me, Stunty.
Irina started talking about the church, so while you guys are all sitting there debating your best option, Jessla's going to go skipping ahead. Well, we're going for the church, and she's off and running.
Okay. As you get closer to the church, it appears to be a church to the goddess Iamede, or Iamede. I've never worked out how you pronounce Iamede or Iamede. Iamede. I've never worked out how you're supposed to pronounce it. But anyway, I was a paladin of it for 6 months. I still never worked out how to pronounce it. The only time I've played Pathfinder. It seems there does appear to be people basically praying inside the church and leaving the church, and there seems to be you see actual fact, can I have common knowledge checks from anyone inside the church? Let's get these dice flowing.
What about faith?
You can make a faith check. Yes, you certainly can, Dondred, as a cleric. Well, everyone apart from Irina and Radek, who rolled survival earlier. So anyway, so basically Irina, Jels is obviously just too busy excited, but it's Bert and Radek and Dondred and Goodfella. You reckon that basically from the attire, she appears to just be a novice priestess, but looking around, you don't see any other clerics in the place, and it looks like this is basically the only priest to find. But she's, as I say, she's only a novice, but she looks tired and bothered, and probably all of them with the symbol of the goddess of Mayday in it, which I do believe was a golden sun or star, wasn't it? I remember it was on my shield. I haven't had much time. I may well load in. I might have to load in the universal module so I can just start raiding all the Pathfinder modules for artwork. Obviously, the.
So I will match up to and tell us. So you've got a disease in town. What are you doing about it?
Okay, so helpful and polite and helpful to the point, sir. She basically goes, yes. Yes, we have... it appears to be some sort... Well, according to... I've forgotten her name. Roots and Remedies. Laurel. According to Laurel, according to Laurel, it's this... this affliction is a fungal disease called the black scour taint. It's basically it's most annoying. People seem to be fine for. Oh, there's a link. Oh, for IMA Day. Is that the symbol? Yeah. Yep. Oh yes, that was it. It's a sword. Yeah. So it'd be stained glass windows with the sword. Thank you for reminding me. It's been a few years since I played it. So where was I? Black scour taint.
It's a fun disease. People here don't seem to be having much fun.
Fungal disease. Yeah, so...
it's a disease for fun girls. Well, all they've got to do is go to a looking shop, then it'd be fine.
It means mushrooms.
Then why didn't she say mushrooms?
Oh, dear. Once you're affected with it, you start having... racking coughs, and you can go. Some people will go many days with hacking coughs, and you'll be fine. But eventually, the coughs turn bloody as the disease progresses, and we have had some deaths so far. As I say, basically, I cast healing as much as I can, and. With the to neutralise poisons and diseases, and people have shown all removal of all symptoms, and in fact have got better. But then days later, they're coughing again.
Well, that's cough or poison.
Is it affecting everybody equally, or is it centred in certain regions?
Well, as I say, Laurel basically spent a fair bit of time investigating, and she concluded that the reason that everyone is affected is because the taint got into the spring. That's hence the fact that we are now taking water from the river and boiling it.
I see.
Well, are people still getting ill then?
Yes, every day people are dying. It is the people believe.
Are people getting ill that weren't getting ill before?
Not since the spring has been access to the spring has been stopped. But basically most of the town have. I mean, the town. What's the size of the town? The size of the town's 1,400 people, and you say over half the town is afflicted.
Well, it sounds to me like no bastards out to get you. It was just bad luck with spring. And if you're boiling water from the river and nobody else is getting hurt, then job's a good one.
I don't know. That seems the wrong way around to me, because normally spring waters comes from deep underground and it's safe. River water gets contaminated all the time. You know, so if somebody throws something in the water a mile upstream, it washes down. But you're saying the river water's safe and the spring water's not.
But how? So you say that we should allow over 800 people to cough themselves to death? That's not. I cannot condone that. We must find a cure. I pray every day, but alas.
We've got to find a cure. I just find it's just an unusual disease. I mean, I'd have thought the spring water would have been safe.
Well, if gods can't sort it out, how do you expect me to do something?
Chelsea's been wandering around, poking in corners and admiring anything that's sparkly or shiny, and then she pops up with, if it's coming from the spring, and he's right, springs are usually pure, and even if you dump something in it, it should wash out pretty quickly. So,
All right, Sparkle Tits. What do you think we should do about it then?
well, if you'd shut up a minute. I was just thinking that maybe there's something living below the spring, because magic doesn't seem to be, and the powers of the gods don't seem to be able to cure these people. So there might be something more powerful under the spring. But that's just me.
But this other person you keep talking about. You see, you were consulting with somebody over. Who's that?
Oh, Laurel. She runs the I've lost the name of it already. The Roots and Remedies. You'll find basic, which is where's that? That's at number 14, isn't it? To be honest, if you get round the if you can't leave the church and turn right and take the first left on the road as you head towards the river, that's probably where you'll find the back of the queue. She's have a roaring train of people going there at the moment. She's trying everything she's trying everything she can to heal everyone. I have to admit, up until now, I thought sometimes she was a bit of a snake oil salesman, but she just seems driven. She hasn't slept, and she's trying everything and anything to solve the problem, but she has yet to have found something. And as I say, my healing magic is not working, and her herbal solutions are getting us down, and people are beginning to say that the town is cursed, and as you can imagine, that's not going down well with the lumber consortium.
I think perhaps we should pay her a visit and talk to her, but perhaps we could help her with the problem. Perhaps we can come up with other ideas she may not have thought of. Plants, perhaps, that are less local, that may provide help.
Aye. Well, shall we go look at this place then?
You're heading down to Roots and Remedies, are you?
So give her Google, please.
Might as well. I mean, talking to priestess there about as much use as using a nettle as a ship rag.
I knew I've got to
Yeah,
do
so
something.
I give the priestess 2 gold pieces, and then we're going to go and see the herbalist, if that's what people want to do. Or half a mind to take the first suggestion and march up the hill to the boss and grab him round the neck and ask him what is going on.
I don't know why he's there we are, that'll do. So I just
Well, I
realised
know
something.
I'm dedicated to Iron Lord and all that, but I suppose we could fight a mighty battle against disease.
Spring located at.
It's just you you passed it on the way in. That was where the guards were.
Yeah, I don't like the whole concept of disease. Dying in your bed is just not good. You should die in the battlefield, glorious with blood spraying everywhere.
Well, not dying at all is even better.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Aye, there's an old saying: today is a good day for somebody else to die.
Very much so. So I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's missing? Oh, there we go. So it's something I remember I was going to do and I forgot. So I'm just sorting it out now, and then I'm going to downgrade that to. There we go. That should do it. That should work. And a bit of a quick save. That might be too small, but we shall see. And I need to go. Sorry, guys. G drive. Fancy grounds. Unity. Tokens. There we go. And then it's because of the way things work. Oh, hang on. I might be able to. Yeah, I think I might be able to. I don't know. Data. Come on. Refresh. Oh no, it helps to be on tokens. Data. Come on, come on, come on. Refresh. Sorry, we'll get there. No, it didn't. That was annoying. I was hoping that would work. I'm going to have to do something funky. There we go. Oh, please tell me I didn't just do what I just closed that bloody window after going all that way to find what I was looking for. There we go. And then we put that there. And then we do that. Then we make it friendly. Make it visible. And then we'll zoom it in a bit. And then the problem is you're all too big so it doesn't work. I'll come up with another way of doing a party group icon later. For now, we'll just have Rannick as the party. Oh, it did work, the other icons there. Hey, that did work. That's what I wanted.
Ah, don't be putting me in charge.
No, that's not. It's a completely different environment. You're all a bit small, but it will do. So, are you heading? I assume you're heading to this herbal place.
Might as well. Not got much else to do, have we?
Well, yeah, I mean, if the priest is suggesting that that's the only person that's talked about it, then I'm going to see her.
Okay, so you basically
I'm a bit disappointed that whoever is up on the big shiny hill never came down and actually talked to them. But I'd imagine that they've got their fences up and they don't want the peasants in.
Indeed. In fact, I think you'll probably find the gates are probably closed at the moment. So creeping ivy and full window boxes cover the facade of the rugged-looking two-storey shop bearing the faded sign Roots and Remedies. A line of 20, some sober townsfolk, some with pale, wheezing children, others precipitously near tears, stretches from the open door. So it's quite a line. You're at the back of the line at the moment on the
Do we
map.
have to stand in line?
Well, it's up to those.
Push your way to the front.
You want to push your way past men, women, and crying children.
If Dondred starts to make his way to the front, Rannick is going to grab him by the scruff of the neck and pull him back. Can you not see that there's women and children waiting there?
Well,
Wait,
I suppose I'll stand it well. Yeah, well, I see your point. Okay, fair enough. Tell you what, you never get service like this. If this was a dwarven run, it would be a queue.
Is that right?
I presume if it was dwarven, they would already be cured.
I tell you what, if it were dwarven run, I wouldn't fit through the door.
I'm going to give you one for that. That was good. So, 30 minutes go by. The queue's halved in length.
I'll be playing my panpipe to pass the time.
Ursula's gonna toss some little sparkly firework type burst around the kids to try to cheer them up. She don't like seeing kids crying.
Well, no, that's. Damn it! I thought I had something here, but I don't. Oh well.
Actually cast it, or are we just gonna let me describe it?
Oh no, go for it. Cast it. It's a cantrip you're casting, isn't it? There's no problem at all. That. Oh dear.
That kid scream! Oh, it turned out to be this ugly fire-breathing dragon looking like it's at him.
It just
Now we're all
fizzles.
freaking panicked.
It all just fizzles.
It just set the shop on fire, so you're okay.
Cantrips aren't actual fire; they're just like sparkly little fireworks. But that one kind of looked more like a dragon.
That sort of just dabs squids. Actually, it just sort of goes. The sparks fly out and they don't last very long. But yeah, you notice obviously you do seem to bring some smiles to some of the children's faces. You notice nearby there's a group of children that don't seem to be afflicted. there's four of them, 3 boys and a girl. The girl seems to be leading them. She's just like, you can hear her. It's like, come on, nothing to see here. And you going, oh, Kimmy, and she hurries them off, and they head off back into town, running and laughing as they go. After another half hour or so, you finally basically reach the door. Oh, there's a typo. Reach the door of the Roots and Remedies. Once inside, the clutter and disrepair of the shop shows the recent traffic. Laurel, did I forget? I forgot to put her image in. Oh well. I'm going to make lots of notes because this is the whole point of me running this. It's only when I run them I find all the things I've left out. I know her image is actually in the module, so I've obviously forgotten to put it in, which is a shame. One of the few NPCs they actually have an image for, and I forgot to add it in. But anyway, so Laurel, she's basically got well, hang on, where's the description of her? The herbalist. I've lost myself here. Laurel's overworked. She's looking tired. Basically, she's wearing these very distinctive black rimmed glasses, and her hair's tightly pulled back into a bun behind her head. She looks like she's running herself ragged, and she's brewing remedies she's tried to brew remedies for the remaining customers in the shop. And obviously still dealing with people at the same time. And the smell of the burnt earth and spicy incense chokes the air of the cramped mud rat-tracked shop. Bunches of dried herbs hang from the ceiling, along with dangling pots, presses, alchemical apparatus, and glassware for more arcane purposes. Pouches of rare plants, jars of coloured glass, and all manner of dried, preserved, and jellied animal parts fill high shelves and tables, doing double duty as displays and workspaces. In the shop rear, a rail-thin woman with severe-looking spectacles and hair pulled back tightly busies herself between an overpacked rack of herbs and a table covered in stray powders and measuring equipment. A loud pot bubbling over with thick grey froth. Over the dim of her work, and without looking up, the woman impatiently shouts, "And what's your problem?"
Well, it's got to be obvious you've got a disease and I'm here to find out what it's about. You've just been speaking to the priest up the road.
We're trying to help. We've come to try and help find a cure. But right now, perhaps you could do with some help around here.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned that she's casting healing and it's not working.
Well, she isn't, but... oh, there we are. I might be...
No, the priest.
Well,
priest
indeed.
can't lay on hands and cure the affliction. That's a problem.
I've just realised I might not have the artwork, but I can indirectly cheat. Although you get some interesting artifacts. There we are. Make a portrait and then we won't get the artifacts. That's some interesting artifacts I've got there. I'm not sure why that happened.
Although my biggest problem is I've just been waiting half an hour in queue, keeping this stunty back, and I'm desperate for a Waz. Can you tell me where Outhouse is?
She looks very confused at that. That he almost absolutely stops her in her tracks and goes, and she. Well, I imagine the nearest one to where we are, 14. Aren't you? The nearest one to here. God, you guys are really winding me up. Sending me sideways. It's brilliant. I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Was probably just. She probably said she'll shout. She'll just shout. Probably try the sitting duck. But anyway, so if you're not. If you're. So if you're not, she obviously didn't. Obviously, with all these noisy dwarves and obnoxious half orcs, she doesn't hear Irina's softly spoken voice at trying to ask any help. And goes again. I said, what is it? Are you sick? Have you got the scour? Or,
Help you.
Help. I see.
You know that thing where people do something for someone else and it makes things better?
Well, yes, indeed. Help! I don't know if anyone can help, but I wonder.
Why don't you explain
Maybe.
the problem for the beginning, right? Why is it? Why does the disease not go away? Why do you think the disease does not go away?
Because we haven't
I mean,
found the right.
I know I'm long lived, but if you can spit it out in the next 5 minutes, I would appreciate
Calm down.
Because no one knows the right. Because no one's worked out what ingredients we need to kill it. It's just a fungus. It's not good for anything. It's hard. The black scour fungus. It's hard, bitter, and sharp, but it likes the water and it gets you sick if you drink it. But it's not something we've heard growing around these parts. But it's like a sickness. Almost like any other. But you get the mold growing in you. It takes root in your chest and belly. And it's damn determined to stay there. Your body nearly turns itself inside out trying to hack the stuff up. But all that does is you cough up your guts bad.
Important safety tip, folks: don't drink local water.
The problem is I don't have a cure. I can ease the symptoms, but I can't cure it. But I wonder.
Have you tried antifungals like tea tree?
Well, they're thinking about it. My grandmother's book had a brew in it that says it's good for this kind of thing, but it's a weird concoction. It sounds more like hoodoo than real medicine.
May I see?
She says, I'm sorry. She sort of flats away and goes, I can't remember where the book is right now, but I recall the recipe. It was some rare roots and concoctions, most of which I have here, but there are 3 that I don't. Elderwood moss, which I've never heard of, but Granny said it grows on the oldest tree in the forest. A specially pickled root that's called rat's tail. Again, sounds like hoodoo to me. And 7 iron bloom mushrooms, stunty little things that only grow in dark places thick with metal. A favourite among dwarfs, so I hear. Certainly nothing you've ever heard of, Arena.
Number of mushrooms. When it's just some of the rest, but 7 mushrooms. How does they know 7 mushrooms is enough to cure everybody?
Like I said, it's probably all hoodoo, but it's in my
7
granny.
mushrooms for one dose. That doesn't mean that it's going to be 7 mushrooms for everybody. We may actually have to get a lot more than that.
I don't know. It could be 7 mushrooms for everybody, because theoretically, if you make it and you pour it into the well, it should kill the fungus in the well, and then you should get fresh water after that. I think you need fresh water, basically.
In the lungs already. Priestess wasn't keen with that. I told her that if no one else were getting sick, it were fine, job's a good one. But she said no.
I don't like the whole concept that it's a fung growing inside people.
I prefer fun girls to fungal.
I'm gonna cry. In a good way, don't get me wrong.
So what's the problem? Are you trying to tell us that you don't know what's going on because you don't have all the bits?
Well, we've tried everything else. I've tried everything else. I can ease the symptoms, but people are still dying.
So what they're saying is we need to find oldest tree in the forest, any forest in particular, and get moss off it. Get some rat's tails and pickle them. How long does it take to pickle a rat's tail? And does it have to be any particular kind of rat? And then get some iron bloom mushrooms in places thick with metal.
Well, for the elderwood moss, that's got to be the oldest tree in the vale.
Find a mushroom.
It's got to be the oldest tree in the vale. Damned if I know where that is, though. Then she goes on. The rat's tails and mushrooms are even longer shots. Way north, towards the mountains, people say there used to be a bunch of dwarfs. They're not there anymore, but I bet their forges are. If you can find iron bloom anywhere around here, that'll be your best bet. As for the rat's tail, who knows? Well, actually, Uli's Marla, the witch that lives deep in the woods, might. She's crafty, mean thing that knows all sorts of strangeness. She might even have some, but I doubt it'll come cheap. My grandmother traded her sight to the old crone for a few pages of what she knew, and that was years and years back. I don't know a soul who's got any nicer as they get older, do you?
Well, that sounds even better. So we now got to go and trade our sight for a pickled rat's tail, No, that wasn't. Yes, it was. Pickled rat's tail, trade site 4. Go find an ancient dwarven forge for some bloody mushrooms. I'm still got to find all this tree in the forest.
I think perhaps you should calm yourself.
Just point me at something I can hit.
I can't tide you. Sorry. After you.
We'll find that along the way. Many things will probably try and bar our path. Those you can hit.
Oh God, someone's doggy's upset. I can't tell you how to get to those places, but Milon Rodan at the Lumber Consortium camp might be able to. They know every inch of those woods.
Thank you. We will ask them.
Aye. So, where's Lumber Consortium camp then? Hey, Goodfella! Goodfella!
Yeah, what's up?
I think there was snoring.
Oh, wow. I got a little sleepy there. You guys are talking so much. I'm a man of action. Occasional nap.
Well, indeed. I don't know.
Then let's go and speak to the people at the Lumber Consortium.
That's where I've been wanting to go the whole time. Let's check out that lumber yard. This has got to be related to the work. The work can't stop. Work.
Yeah, he's got a point, you know. I mean, they're obsessed with money. I mean, I'll tell you what, cutting down trees.
Yeah.
I know you Kumis like it, right? But cutting down the trees, you're going to upset the fae. There's stuff in the woods.
Oh bugger. It doesn't show. That's really annoying. It doesn't show who's got the module open. There's me repeatedly sharing it. From the Laurel gives you some directions from what you can work out. The second star on the right. Actually, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, basically. Yeah, head north. Basically, from the description she gives, it looks like if you head northeast from Falcon's Hollow, that's where you'll find the main lumber. That's their sort of main lumber camp. The other two camps are sort of smaller ones, but that one northeast of Falcon's Hollow, I can't remember. I did work out. Actually, each of those squares should be an hour's journey because I did actually set it that way. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's about 5 hours. 5 hours walk from here to the lumber
I'd say
camp.
that before we head off to check out the lumber camps, which I think is a great idea, we need to go to the high side of town, introduce ourselves, and make sure that we operate with the proper authority.
Yeah, I mean the lumber camps are probably all. I mean they're further down the food chain. The boss of the lumber consortium is here in town, you know. This is where they all move because all the lumber comes from the camps to here, where it floats down the river.
Yeah,
So
but
the boss-
how
boss not here.
how likely is the boss to know where anything is? He never goes in the woods, I suspect. But by all means, you can try.
I don't know.
We don't need him to know anything. We just need to be operating with their authority.
Well, you know what? If I was going to talk to people in authority, I'm going to pub.
I don't know what that means. Is that an Englishism or is that a Galarianism?
Pub, tavern, place where they get booze.
Pub, short for public house.
That sounds great. You do that.
We call them bars here.
What's here?
Don't get no pubic lice. Aha! I thought of something funny. It was funny. Get it? I'm a funny guy, man. What?
I think pubic lice are funny.
Well, it rhymes with public house. Notice how they're spelt the same.
It very nearly doesn't.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I tell you.
Yes.
I tell you, Roddick, I'm full of zingers. I'm getting good at this. You're gonna be quite a challenge for me this trip.
Aye, like I said, I'm going pub. Does they want to come with me, Bert?
Actually, Jackanapes is close. Well, you got a choice. You can either head up 9 to number 9, the Sitting Duck, or head down to number 7, the Jackanapes.
I would go to Sitting Duck. That's supposed to be a good place for adventurous sorts.
Yeah, okay. I guess we can go that way. Sure.
Come on then. Mind you, don't know they'll let that pussycat of yours in.
Oh, but Snookums is so friendly. Aren't you, little baby, that you are?
Snookums big enough for me to ride? Oh, I would love to ride Snookums. Can I ride Snookums? When you're not looking, I'm going to ride Snookums.
Snookums does not care for that.
Okay.
I will talk to Snookum. Bet Snookum will let me ride. Let me talk to him.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Now, will this... Yeah, that will work.
I think for 1 second that riding Snookums annoys her. I will be sneaking up on her back every chance I get by that. Just for the record.
Okay, I'm not sure if this will actually come up as Laurel, but with all this talk, you're still standing there. Laurel gets quite annoyed and she's shouting, "Pub! Going to the pub? Folks are dying every day. All we can do now is treat who we can and hope to save the grave diggers some work. And you just want to go to the pub?"
Aye, because if they're going to talk to Big Knob...
Big knobs don't. Yeah, the lumber consortium don't care as long they're the majority of their workers are out at the yards. They're not afflicted. They don't care about it's the wives and the children of their workers that are sick. What have they done? They've locked themselves up high up in the perch. They've closed the gates and they're not letting anyone in. How did you manage to get a link without a link in it? Anyway,
I think that was Goodfella dragging the link that I shared earlier.
I think it was.
The linkless link.
Indeed.
I didn't mean to.
That's
I'm all
okay.
for buggering off now, but if Stuntier wants to go and talk to the big jobs, I am going to go to the pub until he's done.
Yes.
I think
You
we
won't.
should go.
You won't get in there. They've locked it up tight, and some of their thugs are there. They've got their own water supply. I don't know where they're getting it from, but it's not around here. They're having it. I'm sure they're just bringing it in. People are dying. They don't care about. They don't care about us lot. They just sit up there making money. To be honest, actually, from what you've heard about Laurel, that is a bit pot calling the kettle black, because she is a bit known for just basically making a sale for any illness that people come in with. But for what? So you're not sure how exactly pure her intentions may or may not be there. But at the same time, you can believe what she's saying about the consortium and not necessarily being the most caring of individuals.
Hey, before we go then, if we go and get this stuff for you, what you going to do with it?
Try her grandmother's recipe.
Yes.
Aye. And then what you going to do with it?
Basically, hopefully cure the whole town so nobody else dies. I mean, women and children are dying now. This isn't an affliction of the old or just the weak and the feeble. This is killing anyone and everyone that's infected.
We'll bend down so that his eye level is at her eye level and say, so there's not going to sell it to them, are there?
Well, I was planning on it, yes. Look. Well, I'm not doing this for free, so how come about you come back with everything I need to brew the medicine, and I'll cut you 30 gold each. How's that sound? Fair?
Randik moves about ½ an inch closer, so his nose is nearly touching hers. I'm not entirely sure I heard that right.
40 gold?
I think I can try harder.
You want? Okay, I'll pay you 50 gold each. How's that? That's
Aye,
seriously
that'll
cutting
do.
into my. That's seriously cutting into my profits. But 50 gold each?
Oh, what a shame.
I'll tell you what, I'll take 20 gold and a couple of these pretty glass jars if you sold. Colored ones.
Laurel,
It, Sarah, do it for a pinch of glitter.
Laurel Laurel looks over at you, Jelsa, and smiles, happy to sort of take her focus off the very tall half-orc that's basically eclipsing her right now. She goes, yes,
All right,
certainly.
50 gold each sounds good to me.
Perhaps we should go and actually obtain what we need instead of just talking about it.
Great idea. Nudging Dondred with his knee, Rannick will say, "Go on then, fearless leader."
There we go. I shall move you to the other map. I don't know if you guys can move that token, unfortunately, because it's probably not allied.
See it?
Yeah. Oh, you could. That's brilliant. Good. And it, basically, so the yeah. So what? Yeah. So basically, what I'm so you basically got free rein where you want to go, but what the numbers here is hours of journey, if that makes sense. Obviously, inside the wood, it will take longer, but anyway, who made it bigger? So. Yeah. So basically, that's the.
Take longer in wood.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. So yeah, basically. So basically, it's So the distance measured there, as it were, is in hours. Is what I'm trying to say. Is so. From the description, you want to take the northeast road out of town to head to the lumber camp, but you can head any direction you like, really. I suppose to try and find what you're looking for.
That should be called Salmon Steak Vale, not Dark Moon Vale. It looks like a salmon steak. It's gone kind of green. Sorry.
Quite a random thought there from the elf.
But if that's a salmon steak, it's gone seriously bad.
Yeah.
Well, if we follow the road, it'll take us about 6 hours to get there, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
So, what time of day is it now?
You'll be basically you'll be heading into the lumber. You'll be heading into the lumber camp mid-afternoon. So you probably stop for lunch halfway up the road and then head into there mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Well, unless other people want to do other things, Rannick's all ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
I want to go to the perch and check with the lumber owner before we go check it out. Remember that was that whole you're going to the pub, I'm going there, and
Yeah,
then
but they're all locked up and they're not letting anybody in.
is
Hear
that true?
anybody bringing it to play?
I would like to go to their door, their portal, to their portilicus, and see for myself.
From where you were standing, you can see the gates were locked and there were a large number of armed individuals standing outside the gate.
All right, I'm gonna go and present myself at the gate. If anyone wants to come with me, they can. But we're here. We're Pathfinders. We're on a Pathfinder-approved mission. Let's be above board about this.
I'll follow. I don't
Okay.
think we should separate.
Okie dokie. Okay, you as you start heading. Well, I need the other bloody map back. Just closed it. Darn it. Why do players always go and want to talk to the people that they want in this adventure? Other than a line of text.
So it looks a bit like that, does it?
Not that bad. It's only 3 or 4. Okay, so I'm going to need to take the party back, and you're going to head down to. You head down to number 4, which is the low market. where basically, yeah, you could buy anything as long as it's less than 10 gold pieces, and there's a fine selection of food, not too much rot on it.
Hey, if you can get anything for less than 10 gold pieces, that's a good market.
No, anything that costs less than 10 gold pieces. If it costs more than 10 gold pieces, you can't buy it there.
Aye.
So, as you...
I'm going, probably Goodfella's going up there.
Okay, I haven't got a token without you on it, so... So, as you start heading up the hill, you come face to face with a family of... a family coming out of one of those two brown huts just past number 8. It appears to be a wailing couple of parents and some children, and behind that, but they all are following two burly men who you suspect are lumberjacks, and they're carrying a disturbingly small wooden coffin between them.
I express my condolences on the part of Absalom and the Pathfinders, and say, there is glory on the other side in Abadar's arms.
They
I think. Another slave for Asmodeus.
Gosh. You're quite scary and worrying, sir. Okay, you get up the hill to the top. As you start approaching, you notice what basically the one you're as you start getting closer, you notice that one of the armed guards seems to be slightly advancing, putting his hand up in an attempt to stop you advancing any further. Basically saying access to the perch there is no access to the perch. Turn about and be on your way. No visitations, no discussions. No one wanted. No access here, basically.
I explained to the gentleman, yes, we understand. We're on an official mission from the Pathfinder Society.
Good for you.
We're here to clean up your mess.
It's not our mess. It's not our mess. The Lumber Consortium is in no way can be indicted or linked to any infections in town, and as all loss of life is much regretted, it's not the Lumber Consortium's problem. We have faith that the town sheriff and the individuals here will eventually work out a solution.
Where is the town sheriff?
Off's being a do-gooder somewhere, I have no doubt.
Oh, these guys are awful. We're trying to find the authority. We are here with authority to act. We wanted to liaise with your organization before we went on. But if you're going to shut yourselves in, that's fine.
I don't think you're going to find anything but selfishness here. We're wasting our time.
The Lumber Consortium, while regrets the loss of life of the employees' families, in no way, shape or form can be found connected or responsible for the well-being of said families. The Lumber Consortium
quite clearly does not care.
The Lumber Consortium puts the importance and protection of its lumberjacks first, and will continue to protect them from the Fae and the other monsters of the Vale. However, the families in Falcon's Hollow are only staying here. At the discretion of the Lumber Consortium, with houses provided by the Lumber Consortium. But the well-being of individuals is none of our concern.
Monsters.
But no. It's all okay. I say that's excellent. Be it said and be it noted, duly noted, that we here for Pathfinder Society have showed up for our appointed mission, and we are now going to carry it out. You have been duly notified.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sure that
Now-
when payday is when
Guys, now that I got that out of the way, all right, let's go raise them out.
the problemo.
Go to the lumber camp.
Okay, you're back on the other
that
map.
was an utter waste of time.
I agree with you that it was a waste of time, but we have to do things as proprietary demands.
They clearly don't.
Yes, but they are our betters, and our betters can break rules that the lessers cannot.
They are not better than we. They may have money, but that is of absolutely no importance in the larger scheme of life.
They
I
are
just
human.
whistle and say that's an excellent worldview, but we got bills to pay, so let's go pay them.
Can we just agree that they were meanie heads and keep moving, guys? Come on.
Yes.
In meantime, Jessela's over there making nice with Snookums because she's determined she's going to ride Snookums because, well, it'll probably annoy Bert. Not to mention that he's just the right. Horses are way too big for Jessela, but a big cat.
Man, it's
Oh,
already covered up after town.
You
That
ability to ride. A
Yeah,
little bill goat.
no, I want to ride. I want to ride Snookums.
How about a lamb? You can do some mutton busting.
I want to ride Snookums. She's got it in her head now. You're gonna.
Okay. You heading out of town then? Because what you realise is, as from your height, as you turn around and start heading back down. Can I have notice checks as you start heading back down the hill from the perch, please? And also on the party sheet, we ought to come up with a marching order, shouldn't we? Dondred and Goodfella. Yeah, Dondred and Goodfella. You realise as you're coming back down the perch that you can see Rannick striding out of town down the road, quite a way ahead of you guys. It looks like all that talk of pub wasn't going to the pub after all. He seems to have left town on his own.
He got as far as the pub and got himself all worked up and decided, no, he's just going to bugger up and deal with it.
Yep. I assume you're going to make every effort to catch up with him.
Yeah, yes, we are. Sorry.
Indeed. That's okay. On the party sheet, I've just dumped some
I turn to
tokens.
Dondred and I say, that guy sure likes buggering. Off, I guess. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I thought I had something there for a second, but I don't know if that was that clever after all.
He's buggered off, is what you're saying. I think that's what you're going for. He's buggered off.
Can I have a marching
that-
formation, please?
Oh,
Please keep
okay.
role play, but I want the marching formation. So I assuming you can move yourselves around on the marching formation. Direction of travel will be that way. You can't.
If you put, maybe we can drag tokens on. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you drag your token from the top, you can put it on.
You drag yourselves on and pop yourselves in marching formation. Direction of travel. Direction of travel will be northward. Yeah, top is north, left is west, right is east, and bottom is south.
It's just gone all weird. Oh my god, it's gone all weird.
Ah! What's going on? Dane!
Oh, it's not working, is it? It's really not working. Oh yeah, Schnookums. I need to add Schnookums to the combat tracker.
Moves.
Yeah, but why did it fan it out like that?
Don't know.
Do you know what? I cannot actually click on the. I cannot click on the moving
No,
tokens there.
it's just so yeah. If I move the little movement thing, it draws the worms.
Yeah. Oh, you should see the
Can
psychedelic
you see that?
You should see the psychedelic effect I've got on my version of the party formation.
So yeah, so if I touch the
Sorry,
orange,
I'm sorry.
where
I couldn't resist.
it goes psychedelic.
Right. Okay, I have basically, it looks like that doesn't want to work, so I don't know if that's I've broken it or what. So anyway, Bert's ally sheet should be Snookums. So I take Snookums and I drop Snookums on Bert's card because I'm using the version 5.3 combat tracker where there are no group buttons anymore.
Yes. So when you
Also, Snookums should have 3 bennies because obviously Snookums is a wild card, and in Pathfinder, NPCs get wild card 3 bennies. Okay, so we've got Rannick at the front with Arena behind Rannick. We've got Snookums and we got Snookums quite close to Bert, and Jelsa's right behind Snookums. Obviously trying to be nice. It looks like you've got Dondred out on the right, and we'll put Goodfella over there just for the sake of argument because he's not on the map, but I'm not going to worry about it. So that's fine.
Jelsa in the order has got a tendency to dart off if something catches their eye too, so that's a variable.
No problemo.
Yeah. That's very, very gnome-like. No.
Okay, you're about halfway up. It's just a bit after. It's just a bit after lunch, and you had a bit of a rest, and now you're heading on again. Can I have notice checks, please? If anybody, I don't know if anyone has hearing penalties, but this is a sound-based notice check. If you have any hearing penalties.
I got penalties today, I think.
Rannick, no, Rena's obviously still fuming about what was going on earlier and wondering about why Fae and monsters were used in the same word. But everyone else, apart from Rena, who's obviously quite upset by what she heard earlier, you do notice a sound. It's a very distinctive buzzing sound. And as you look around, let's just do Alt to turn them all on at once. Distinctive in the fact that, and also combat tracker there is no share combat tracker option anymore. It is completely controlled by players to turn it on and off themselves. So I don't ever have to share the combat tracker again. Haha. Distinctive because there's quite a lot of it, and you seem to be encircled. And as you look around, you notice the giant mosquitoes flying towards you.
Okay.
Oh. They aren't very nice.
Get yourselves ready. It's a bunch of bastard mosquitoes.
Especially as they just got the king. They got this, unless anyone wants to deal with that. The mosquitoes got the king of spades.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Are we in? This is Capcom down the Gatlas Forest. Does it? We're on the road, aren't we?
We're on the road.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Two per player character. So they'll go first unless anyone wants to try and beat the king of spades, which means you'd have to try very hard to get the ace of spades, wouldn't you? There, so I don't blame you for not trying.
It's not worth the bennies when it's that far up.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Buzz, 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 buzz. Oh, let me put an F11 on, and then buzz, 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 buzz. Buzz, 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 buzz.
You know that I love to burn bennies. I'm gonna burn one to see what I can come up with for a new
initiative card. Oh.
Yes, sir. I'm doing.
Go for it.
I'm going for a joker. That's really what I'm going for.
Okay, well,
how big are these mosquitoes? I mean,
that's a very good question. How big are giant mosquitoes that I've just noticed don't appear to have any abilities to it?
This is much bigger concern to Jelsa than maybe to the rest of them, by the way. Are they big enough to carry Jelsa up?
Okay, that's interesting. Giant mosquitoes do not have any description. Let's have a look. The mosquitoes. Do you know? I do not know how big a giant mosquito is.
Does it have a size?
It has. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. It has. No, doesn't have a size, which
So
means
they're
they're
about
medium.
human.
GM,
That's-
I jumped ahead on the tracker.
My God, how many pennies did you spend? Okay, over to you, sir. I'm going to have to look that up now. That's a very good question. I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, so Goodfella gets to go first.
Now, are we on a horse or are we on foot?
Unless any of you own horses, you're on foot.
I own a horse. I just don't know if I brought it with me.
Does
Well, the rest
everybody?
of the jokes are on foot.
You may have if you paid for a horse.
Well, like the horse is where he does his work off of because he's got a weighted net for slave catching and stuff. But he might not have brought it with him for the job.
Well, it's up to you if you want to bring your horse or not. The rest of the party don't have horses yet.
Yeah, I thought 75 gold was a bit much for a horse, so I didn't.
So if you brought your horse, by all means you can be on your horse when everyone else is on foot. But it's not a problem. I don't mind. It's your call.
I will actually say that I left my horse back at Falcon's Hollow
Okay.
and be on foot with everyone else right now.
Okay.
And for my attack, I use 2-weapon fighting, and I'm going to hit with a sword and a mace.
Go for it. So let me move that back because it hasn't moved in yet. Because you technically went before any of them moved, so you get to go first.
And I will move. I will move out and away, drawing them with me because, like I've done it. I was a caravan guard. I've done this before.
Mm-hmm. What armor are you wearing?
Just leather.
Okay.
Are you actually wearing your leather armor? Because it's showing you as toughness 5.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I
Look like
thought
you,
I had.
it doesn't appear you've got it equipped. There you go.
I'm guessing Dondred hasn't got his armor equipped either, if he's got any.
Armor.
So I'm gonna hit the
Yeah, no, he
right
has.
Keep them. I'm going to keep the mosquitoes at bay by basically. My plan is to create myself a target out here, and then everyone else can do the distance work from the road. So I'm going to go
Okay.
here and I'm going to engage mosquito 7.
Be my guest. I don't know how big a giant mosquito is.
I think it's a big bird size. It's quite big for a mosquito.
So that's my strike with my longsword.
Okay, hang on, let me accept that.
I want to know if they're big enough to capture one and use it for a.
Basically, what I suggest you do, because I'm basically running, I failed to find it. If you go to a web browser, type PFSRD, Pathfinder Service Reference Document, all one word, so PFSRD space giant mosquito, that will take you to the non-copyrighted parts of the giant mosquito, and that might tell you how big it is. So you hit with
use the archives of Nethys. The archives of Nethys, they have Pathfinder and Starfinder
Yeah.
stuff on it too.
Yeah. Okay, so you've hit Mosquito 7 with your longsword. Roll the damage.
The raised damage didn't come up then.
That's because it's because it didn't show him as targeting it, because someone never targets their NPCs, and when I dropped the damage on, it didn't turn on targeting. Whether that's a bug, I don't know. Let's find out. So 4 points of damage, 8 points of damage total. That incapacitates that giant mosquito, and it dies in a splatter of redness. You are in range of giant mosquito number 11. Does Goodfella have ambidexterity? No, but he's got 2 weapon fighting, which the offhand penalty still applies. So, which weapon is in your offhand?
Mace.
Okay, so that would have been a 3. So you would actually have missed with your mace, I'm afraid. Let's see if that works now. Yeah, that's better. Offhand -2. Oh look, we both managed to roll a 1 for your attack with your mace.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm giving you one for that. That was good. Okay, now I do believe I got as far as number 7, but you just killed number 7, so we're on to mosquito number 8. Mosquito number 8. So he did actually just kill the mosquito that was going to eat you, Arena. So that was nice of him.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay, so I'm very confused. Did I? This is why I know this is why I'm doing this, because I'm testing what I bloody forgot to do. And did I actually forget to put the attack on the giant mosquito? No, they don't. Yeah, they technically make unarmed attacks. That's fine then. So the giant mosquito tries to attack Bert to no effect. Six to there. 6 in to there. This one's gonna come in and go for Goodfella. Missing. Cool, they like rolling their ones, don't they? It's not dramatically appropriate to worry about critical failures because there's too many of them. Do you know what? I haven't rolled anything but 1s on their attacks yet.
I'm finding it hard to be upset about that.
Rannick.
Right.
I'll turn that option off. It's
You
very
can do a
annoying.
desperate attack with a ranged weapon, can't you?
You can, and I've just realised something I haven't programmed in yet because the effects aren't working.
I would like to do 2 desperate attacks, please, with +2 to hit and -2 to damage.
So that would be attack +2, damage -2. Let's see if that works.
Oh, the targeting thing is no longer on the combat tracker.
Is it not?
No.
Does that mean you can't target them unless you use the map?
Yeah, looks like it.
That's possibly annoying. I'm hoping that one of my 3 viewers right now is Akil, because he said he would watch the stream.
I'm happy to manage to target myself using target mode.
You don't want to do that.
Could you untarget me? Because I don't think I can untarget me.
Can I? I'm not sure if I can. I say.
So if I click on target mode at the top of the map,
Yeah. Then you can target.
Then I can click on something and it targets it for me. Okay, so that's new.
That's always been there, I think. It
Has
definitely
it?
is.
Okay.
You probably just never needed to use it before.
Yeah. So Rannick will ready his bow as swift as he can and take a couple of shots.
Right, see if desperate attack works. It did.
But that will be a miss anyway, so I will Benny that. Bloody hell. There we go.
So you shake that mosquito with your desperate attack.
Indeed. But I will have been changing targets anyway to go for the next one out with my next attack. Wait a minute, I'm going to have to Benny that one as well.
6 feet in length, 150 pounds.
6 feet in length. Yeah, they're about human size.
Yeah, because they didn't have 6 feet in length and weigh up to 150 pounds. So yeah, they will most certainly can carry you off Jalessa, I should say.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. So she's going to step back to about here.
Okay.
I'm sure I shook that second one.
You did.
Yes,
I
I'm
haven't
sure
applied
I
it
did.
yet. Well, that's because I haven't
Ah,
hit
right.
apply yet.
I see.
Get all of them, or do I need?
No, that gets all 4 of them. There we go. Oh, sorry. I was trying to be helpful, and obviously what I've done there is untargeted the ones you'd already targeted.
I see this sparkly burst of fireworks. Kill the rainbow!
Feel the rainbow. Okay. Okay, so the sparkly fireworks burst goes off. Unfortunately, hang on. Range. Interesting. Range.
Range interesting. That's a new range.
Burst produces a large fountain on a cone template. I'm intrigued to know why it thinks one of them's out of range of the cone, but I'll ignore that. It's not out of range because it's under the cone. Okay, so you hit all 4 of them with your sparkly firework burst. Okay, Judd Mosquito 2 explodes in a shower of gore. As does Judd Mosquito 4. As does, my word, 2 wounds are around here. Judd Mosquito 8. This is just so the last one is unshaken, but basically we have a lovely sparkle effect. So first you get the sparkly fireworks burst out of Jelsa's fingers and streak across the whole area in a wide burst of colour and fire and smoke, and then Bert's sort of basically splattered with mosquito bits.
And I yelled to him, "Did you see those things burst into flame? That was so cool."
Good stuff. Good stuff. And you know what? I forgot to try something there because I forgot to do it, but oh well. I don't think I've got anything there to worry about, so I'm not going to. Anyway, it looks like Dondred Warhead's next. What's Dondred going to do? That's what we wonder. Ooh, you're moving.
Running forward 2 yards.
Yep.
I think bug eyes offend God that I shall pluck them out. Blind.
Ooh.
The light. Oh! And we have our first critical.
You got a crisis of faith.
Interesting.
Was that just a little bit cowardly, that was it?
Oh, good. I've just had that. Yep, that just went horribly, horribly wrong there. So, close all the tabs because my PDF just crashed on me. I do love the way Adobe in this day and age will write a 32-bit application that will just run out of memory for you just because you deign to do what it's designed to do and try and look at PDFs with it.
No, you have to look at multiple PDFs. All you have to do is look at 2, and then you're done for.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, what I've found the trick on that is, and it only works if you've actually obviously got Adobe Acrobat rather than the Adobe Acrobat Reader. Is basically I load them up and they're not locked. First thing I do when I get a new PDF is load it up and go reduce file size. That seems to make it more stable. But anyway,
I'm using Foxit.
Yeah. What makes me smile is every time you look on the forums and anyone says, "Have you written a 64-bit version of Adobe Reader yet?" They go, "Yes." And then they admit it's on the Mac. It's like, well, that doesn't help people if they're not using a Mac. Anyway, what does happen when you critically fail with a power as a cleric?
There's a crisis of faith.
That's what I thought. I can't find the rules for that.
It's probably in the powers section.
Ah, could well be. Hey, powers, detect magic. Backlash doesn't
Critical
depict.
failure causes backlash. Level of fatigue and all currently active powers instantly terminate.
So it isn't a crisis of faith anymore.
No, it's a level of fatigue.
So that's a level of fatigue on the dwarf, as basically nothing happens. I mean, it might still be a crisis of faith on his own part, mightn't it? But obviously.
Yes, obviously that move did not please the god of battle. I mean, he wants to see blood.
Indeed. Oh, do you know what? I just realised I had sound effect ready for this and I forgot to turn it on. Let's see what it sounds like. There we go. Are you going to end your turn, Dondred?
I thought you said you were going to have a spell, a sound effect for fail. It's going to go wah, wah, wah.
Well, that's a bit dramatic, isn't it? Not really fitting with this fight where everything just explodes, but we'll save that for another day. Irina!
Target. Have I actually managed to do that?
No. Control click still works.
Okay.
Yep. Oh my word, that's an awful... What? What? How many are you targeting?
All of them, if I can find them. Have I got all of them?
As far as I can tell, you've got all of them. I'm intrigued now. Oh, really? Really? Hang on. Hang on. Oh, wait, okay. So. How many power points you... special.
8.
Okay.
1 per thing, if it's size 1 or smaller.
Okay.
Equal to its size, a minimum of 1 per thing.
The spell allows an individual to guide natures, cost is equal to the size. Success means the creature's most... Okay, so in that case, it costs you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power points.
So I thought there were 8 of them.
There are.
By the way, I've lost power points too, haven't I? Yes.
Okay, then I will give myself 2 back. I'm not sure why, but okay.
Because the other 2 are out of range.
Oh, this is a very good reason. Okay, fine.
And that's why I was asking how many power points you were spending, because obviously you could, for 1 extra power point, mind you, that's probably 1 power point per creature, so you probably wouldn't have wanted to have done that.
Yeah, I'll just do it with 6. 6
Yeah.
will do.
Actually, yeah.
That's an idea. I think I'll send those 6 to attack the other 2.
Okie dokie. Right. Okay, so you've suddenly made a load of them all nicely friendly to you. Only works on natural creatures with animal intelligence, not humanoids. And they most certainly do have animal intelligence. Okay. Do you want to do anything else?
Do I control them this turn? Can I move them?
That's a very interesting question. Oh, what the hell? Why not? Let's see what happens.
How far can they move?
Actually, logically speaking, I would say, logically speaking, you would control them on their initiative turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take him out. I'm going to take... no. Yeah, there we go. And then put him back in the other group. I think I've just found an issue with the... I've just found an issue with the inability to fold up NPCs. I can't add an NPC to the combat track back up into a group because he's too far down the list. I'm going to say, in that case, what I'm going to say is the ones that are now friendly to you will basically, because they've acted this turn, you don't get to go now, but they act on your turn card next turn.
12 who haven't acted yet.
No, number 12 have acted.
Oh, he has acted?
Yeah, they'd all.
Okay, fine, doesn't matter then. Yeah, that's fine, that's all good. Carry on.
So you should have... Yep, so yeah, you've got 6 of them under you. So that brings us down to Bert.
Guys, we don't have to kill them all. We just send them away with... Okay, fine. Well, how about that? Bert is going to. I know
Casting beach friend.
well, no, Bert is going to cast Entangle, actually.
Ooh.
He is going to grab those two up there. Who is that? 9 and 13, right? It's a area of effect is 2 power points, so 4 power points. Ah, that's expensive. And it is a medium burst template. So yeah, I'm going to. I'm sorry. Say again.
Did I steal your thunder there?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was just gonna like light a torch or something and use the smoke to scare them away, but you done good.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to entangle those two.
Be my guest.
What, to capture one, I can maybe fly on it. It's big enough for me to use for.
Okay, that's
Get it the way you wanted it.
That's an entangle. So, entangle allows the caster victims may break free on their turn. So, in theory, what will happen now is because you've got them targeted, you didn't get the raise, so they're only entangled. You hit the entangle button on the power, and it should automatically entangle them because they're targeted.
This is the theory. Let's see how it works in practice.
Yep, there you go. Isn't that nice? Only found out about that the other week. Okay, what's Snookums up to?
Snookums is, you know what, Snookums, actually, I guess what would have happened is Bert and Snookums both kind of would have walked up here. Snookums is not real sure about the whole flying giant mosquito things. He's trying to let the birdies fly around without him jumping on them. So I think we're just going to call it good there.
Okie dokie. That brings us on to the second round, and it looks like there's a joker being dealt out there, and it's gone to Goodfella Tessa. Hurrah! You got your joker you spent all your bennies on earlier.
Yahoo!
The mosquitoes near you have stopped trying to attack you, and they seem to be sort of ignoring you now.
And I am sympathetic to the plight of those mosquitoes, and I will kill them.
Okay.
Sympathy you've got.
The good kind.
Please don't ever pass your sympathies on at a funeral.
Okay. So you miss with your longsword upon the first mosquito. Except, of course, you have
I
a
want to
Benny.
use my new Benny, too. I'm terrible.
No, Bennies are there to be used. And I've been very stingy today because I've been too busy worrying about thrills and things, and I've been very stingy with the Bennies, so I apologise. Okay, that's a hit with a raise. In fact, I think I've been too stingy with the Bennies today.
Whoa. Seriously?
Okay, so you kill the first of the friendly mosquitoes. And you hit the second one. Roll that damage. You kill the second of the friendly mosquitoes. Do you wish to do anything further? Do you wish to move on? So basically, there's a whirlwind of blunt weaponry and longswords swirling around, and two mosquitoes fall to the ground. One its chitin sides crushed in. The other one hacked in half. Are you moving, good fella?
I'm going to move to the next mosquito.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Rannick.
Remind me to not stand too close to you when I'm on your side.
Right, let's make Desperate Attack a temporary effect for now.
When you're on his side, you're intending to be not on his side at some point?
All the way he's acting.
Oh,
Do you think?
bugger, no, I'm not going to... Oh, I will, but I think I've worked out why it didn't work. It's going to be the same reason I couldn't get the languages to work when I was hacking them the other day.
What's that? Gremlins.
Yeah, no, I spent ages trying to add the languages in to the rule set because there's an actual line of code in, because core RPG does set up most of the Pathfinder languages. Well, actually, it sets up the SRD languages. And so there's a line of code in the Savage Worlds rule set that literally goes and deletes all the languages. So then, obviously, because the Pathfinders for Savage Worlds rule set is sitting on top of the Savage Worlds rule set, I now have to turn them back on again.
Sounds very confusing.
It is, and obviously I don't necessarily know what I'm doing because I'm still learning. And so basically, and not learning very fast, basically I thought I'd got it cracked, but I could not make it work. And it turns out that I couldn't make it work because I got one. At some point I had it working. I actually had the right code in, but it still didn't work. And then I took it out, and then we put the right code back in. This was yesterday, and it still didn't work. And then it turns out the reason they won't add the languages is because there's a setting of the core rules that says if it's already if the campaign's already got languages set up, which I had been playing around with, don't do anything to the languages, because obviously it makes sense if someone sat there and set up their own custom languages. The last thing you want every time you load Fantasy Grounds is it deletes the languages.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was the problem. I hadn't done anything wrong with the code. It was just the fact that basically I'd already created the campaign. And I bet you the same thing happens with the modifier. So I just need to go and modify the. I reckon I need to open up the campaign.xml file and just delete the default effects, and then it will load in my new effects. I bet you that's what it is. Anyway, oh look at that!
When I was testing it, I was deleting everything.
Also, can see this one is rattled, and both rattled, and it seems to be like not threatening anymore. Probably
Yes.
because of Irina, but you don't know that. So she's gonna run over to it, and she's gonna try to jump up and catch it and climb up on it because she wants to fly this thing.
I saw that coming. I just saw that coming. Okay.
No, I bet I will be the only gnome in Galarian to ever fly a giant mosquito.
Okay, so that would be. I'm going to say that's you attempting to jump onto giant mosquito number 10. Ooh, oh, that's nice. I'm not sure if they were there before. I'll never know now.
I'm gonna see if I can make giant mosquito number 10 cooperate.
Okie dokie. Giant mosquito number 10 avoids your attempt to climb onto it, Jelster, I'm afraid. But we shall see what happens in the future. My mistake.
Well, the others can handle it. I did my part. I want to have some fun now.
Do you remember how I said I definitely wouldn't accidentally click the next person thing anymore?
You just did it.
I just did it.
Okay.
Well, so it's actually, I've got a mosquito before it gets to you, I'm afraid. Oh, good. Oh, hang on. I tell a lie. That mosquito got entangled. I'm cheating here. It's got toughness 8 and it can't move. So it can't move. It's got to try and escape first with an athletics check. Right. Well, yeah. Actually, obviously, subconsciously, I knew what was going on, and I knew the mosquito was never going to do anything. Over to you, Arena.
Obviously. Okay. All of the mosquitoes except for 10 that I have under my control are now going to fly away somewhere else and do whatever they like.
Okay.
They run.
Okie dokie. Okay, so let's see. That's mosquito number 3 is shaken, so it can't actually do a lot. Well, actually, it can attempt to unshake, can't it?
Yeah,
Mosquito number 3 can still move, so it's going to fly off 6 inches. Actually, that's a good point. They can still fly. They don't have to run. Mosquito number 6 will fly off 6 inches. Mosquito number 5 flies away, and I suspect that means someone's going to splat it because it flew away while they can. Goodfella mosquito is flying away from you. Do you wish to take a free attack upon it?
Yeah, I do.
Go on then. I do believe 1 free attack, so you get to choose whether you use your mace or sword, and that's it. I would say use your sword. Nope, it escapes.
And Giant Mosquito 10 is going to hover low to the ground next to Jelsa.
Okay. The giant mosquito number 10 hovers low to the ground next to Chelsea. What I should have done is remember to put actually, the duration of Beast Friend's quite long, isn't it?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. Let me know. Okay. I'm going to... I know I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to move the combat tracker on just because I have to once it goes past arena. Dondred!
Oh, Lord has forsaken me.
Looks like all the mosquitoes are flying away, except for the one that's just lowered itself to the ground in front of Jelsa, and the other one that's... what did you entangle it up with, actually, Bert? I forgot to ask.
The grass that we're walking past just got super long and just kind of wrapped up around its body and legs.
Wonderful stuff. So there is an entangled mosquito just trapped, trying to escape from the grass that's tangled around it.
So, is that the one I see?
That's the one you see, yes.
Let's see if it can get free. I'll do nothing.
Okay. But...
Come on, guys. They just want to fly away now. See? They're all flying away. You don't have to squish them.
Who's squishing it? I'm skewering.
And Bert's actually going to step over here and help Jelsa boost her up onto that mosquito. So he wants to use his athletics to give her a boost.
Be my guest. I'm afraid I don't know any... Okay, it's...
Riding mosquitoes.
Oh, it would be riding, wouldn't it?
It would be riding.
Familiar.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you, well, there you are. You, oh, look, the jump was, I'm ignoring that. You lift, obviously, the mosquito is being told to be friendly. So, yeah, Bert, you lift Jelsa up and basically place her delicately on the mosquito. I imagine she gives you a huge grin.
So does Snookums.
Talking of Snookums, what's Snookums going to do?
Snookums is going to just kind of lay down. Basically, Snookums is going to hold action.
Okay.
But, for the most part, Snookums not going to do anything.
Okie dokie. Did I just... Yes, I did accidentally just deal you both cards there. I was just curious what would happen. Okay, you were the last in the round, so let's go on to the next round. And look at that, Bert. You just got everyone a joke. There's me saying I'm being stingy with bennies everywhere, and then everyone's getting bennies left, right, and centre.
Okay, Bert is going to... Wow. Bert is going to come running up here, waving his arms, kind of trying to scare the mosquito away.
Okay.
You know how you swish your hand in front of your face?
Yes.
The little ones?
Yeah.
He's doing this for the big ones.
Fair enough.
Medics, I presume?
Oh, yeah, let's go for it, yeah. I think, why not? Okay, we'll give that yeah, no problem. That'll give it a +1. Well, actually, it's not shaking anyway, so we'll say what we'll say is you basically scoot it on a bit as it flies away from you.
Snookums is going to basically jump up, kind of do a double little jump up, and kind of swipe at them doing the same thing. Just kind of hurry them along.
Okay, go for it. Ooh, pardon me. Oh, that was a good raise. We'll move them both 4 inches for that good raise. As they fly, they buzz off away.
And that will be our turn.
Jelsa.
Gotta wait for this noisy vehicle to pass.
Okay. Did you have the riding skill? No. That's going to be an unskilled check at -2. Actually, right, okay, you are on giant mosquito number 10, so I'm going to take giant mosquito number 10, put it underneath you. Let's see if it unshakes. No. Do you know what? That's no fun. I'm actually going to spend a penny to unshake giant mosquito number 10.
Can I try riding?
Yeah, that would be a riding skill check, please, at -2, because it's because you've never ridden one of these before.
I want to try it just one time, just for because
Yep.
it's fun.
Just for fun, why not?
She's ignoring the fight now. She's done fighting. She's gonna have fun.
Oh, this mosquito just doesn't seem to understand what you're trying to do. It's just hot, but it does lift off the ground and buzz angrily at you.
But I managed to hang on.
Yeah, you managed to hang on. But you find you cannot work out how to make the mosquito do what you want it to. Dondred.
Happy gnome.
Very much so. Oh, sometimes I wish I could draw, because that is without doubt something I'd love to draw right now. Just flying a giant mosquito. Dondred.
Well, you see, if they don't do anything interesting, they just kind of fade away. So that's gnomes for you.
Exactly.
I think with a total of with a skill total of -1, she's probably not on top of it anymore. She's probably underneath it, holding on.
Yes, I'm not denying that, but I just think we'll just if we humour the young gnome here, we'll find things go more smoothly in the future, won't we?
Sure. You know, I really got deep into the whole gnome lore on Sorry.
I don't mind. It's fun.
Look, as much as I would like to wait for this mosquito to escape, I'd have to go and watch it now. So, we'll sacrifice it.
Yep.
Something has to die.
Why are you encumbered? Oh,
If I am, I brought me lunch with me.
hang on. It's entangled. It's entangled. So surely that doesn't entangled get you a bonus to hit it.
Yeah.
Well, is it set as entangled?
It
We
is set
can't
as
see it.
entangled.
It's only if it's fully bound. It's
Vulnerable. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm afraid you miss unless you want to spend one of your copious amounts of bennies on it. No. It may be entangled, but you're finding it very hard
I don't know if I can get into this and just. Is this not like a bit unfair? Should it not be up to like? There's got to be a chance for it to slash my throat, otherwise it's not really. But don't worth it. It's got to kill me. It's got to kill me. That would please God. I would like to die.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
I just suddenly realised he's gone for Warhammer style dwarves, hasn't he? Death wishes. Okay, good fella. Over to you, sir. Most of the mosquitoes seem to have flown away now.
Well done. How's everyone else doing?
I'm smiling at the antics of Jalissa.
I'm still trying to climb back up onto the top of this mosquito.
Yeah, I think you'd be hanging on by underneath it right now, wouldn't you? Oh, dear. Yeah.
Yes, Goodfella will just head back to the road. The mosquitoes are all heading off. It's fine with that.
Well, there does seem to be the one that Dondred's still trying to hit, but it's a bit further ahead of you at the moment and covered in grass, so...
Well, you know, Goodfella thinks like everyone's got to take care of their own business.
Fair enough.
If Dondred can't handle it, maybe you should call for some help.
Sounds sensible to me. I don't think I've rolled anything but once for these bloody mosquitoes yet. Rannick.
you sorting that one out for
Goodfella
Iron
trying to
then?
come up with something really clever. Like he's gonna say, man, maybe with a name like Warhead, maybe it should be Mosquito Head. What?
I don't know. I'm too busy watching the. Have you seen what that gnome's doing?
I sure hope Rannick doesn't come up with something cleverer than I just said, because that guy's getting on my nerves.
You hit.
Stop playing with your food, Stunty.
Draws round here prefer the term stout fellow.
so.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. So,
then Rannick would like to try and retrieve as many of his arrows as he can.
well, it's 4, 5, or 6 is the standard. I don't think they put the rule in here, so we'll use the standard suede rule for that for now. One of them.
I get one back.
You get one back.
I'm warning you, I've only got control over that for about another 7 minutes. But,
Yes, because
we can play until then.
Aye, then
She'll
it's
try
gonna
as long
be-
as she can.
it's probably prudent to get off before this spell runs out and it still has a few minutes to fly off, so you can get on your way. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Go on then. Let's have another riding check from Jelsa. Let's see if she can fly this mosquito. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Clambering back up on top, Jelsa.
I would like to assist her. I have a riding of 6.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, go on. Go for it. Make a riding check.
And I tell her, I'm like, you got to get your feet, you got to snuggle your feet in there good.
There we go. And then I'll do that. Then I'll do that. There we go. And then I do that. Yep, that's fine. Then we do that. Then we do that. Then we do that. It's a shame I won't be able to do the two together, but. Oh, bugger. I didn't get the ticks in time, but anyway. You get the idea.
Uriel, watch where you're flying that thing.
I wonder
Want
if
to
you can.
buzz right by Rannick's head.
I wonder if you can actually, if I'm quicker on the ticks. If I'm quicker on the ticks. I'm crap at clicking on these ticks. No, see, look, I can't click on the ticks. I cannot click on the ticks quick enough, I'm afraid. So, anyway, you have some fun flying around on a giant mosquito, and eventually the giant mosquito flies away. Right. With that shenanigans dealt with, you can continue on your way.
Bastard gnomes and bastard mosquitoes.
Did you say something, Orc?
Aye, I said bastard gnomes on bastard mosquitoes.
You're just jealous because you can't ride a mosquito.
Never mind, I
I was
understand.
thinking that was awesome, and that in every work there is to be done, there is an element of fun. Just find that fun and snap. It works the game.
Well, everything
You
seems
must be a gnome.
good.
By the way, yeah, they probably don't understand, but I think your hair's looking a lot brighter after that.
Probably.
Didn't mess
Right.
up any of the spikes, did I? The wind did.
They may be in different directions, especially after you flew upside down for it halfway through that. But that seems just to make you laugh louder. The parts where you suddenly found yourself on the bottom of the mosquito.
Hey, that was awesome, you guys. I'm so sorry you guys couldn't try that. Would have loved it.
I enjoyed very much watching you.
I actually think that we should do it as a for sports. I bet you we can make money. We could have gnome mosquito riding race.
Giant mosquito races.
Gnomes and mosquitoes that would arrive conveniently when we needed them. That might be a little difficult to arrange.
Well, we can start collecting. Let's start collecting mosquitoes. It's my fault. I should not kill them. I will collect the next few. I'll hit them real soft.
Oh dear me.
I'll hit them really gently with my.
Really gently with my axe, yes. Really gently with my axe. Oh dear. Good stuff. Right. So you're about halfway to the labour camp, lumber camp, consortium camp,
Camp thing.
camp thingy. Do you, unless
So
this
get on with it then. There's folks dying back in Falcon's Hollow.
Yeah, it takes you another 2 hours to reach the camp. So the lumber consortium camp cuts an ugly scar of stumps into a dense stand of proud dark wood trees, 5 sturdy-looking log buildings, seemingly a bunkhouse, mill hill, office, barn and smithy, stand with numerous wide carts and sleds amid the sawdust-covered clearing. So there we go. And I did make a small investment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that! I did make a small investment because there aren't many maps in this module, in the original module. Not and obviously the Pathfinder version, the Savage Worlds version, just reuses the same the artwork for the other one. But Heroic Maps has made some rather nice maps, and we'll put you coming in to the area.
For the purposes of PowerPoints, how long has passed?
2 hours. 2 hours have passed for purposes of PowerPoints, yes. So that gets you 5 an hour back, isn't it now? They've gone back to standard Savage World settings. So yeah, you get 10 PowerPoints back.
Sorry, so but they've gone back to standard rule now?
Yep.
Yep.
In 1.2, they're back to standard.
I'm super confused. I thought we had to go camping.
That was 1.0.
I don't-
That was 1.0. 1.1 was 1d4 PowerPoints per Benny, plus two PowerPoints if you had an edge. And in 1.2, they've gone back to simple, straightforward, swayed version of 5 PowerPoints an hour and 5 PowerPoints a Benny, which means I don't need to get a kill to rewrite the code anymore. Okay, so owned and operated by the consortium, the camp. There's a very sort of unpleasant, dark and sort of callous feeling as you stare upon the camp. Basically, there seems to be quite a large number of the place is sort of the place as you're arriving towards the end of the day. So the camp's relatively empty at the moment because obviously most of the men are out cutting trees down, and all you can hear in the distance is the chop 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 of axes and falling darkwood trees.
I bet there's a bunch of little twigs and small.
Panties and a bra on it, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake! I am not even going to acknowledge the Monty Python reference there. I'm going to instead ask what Jelsa was saying.
I was just going to, because if they're doing lumbering here, there's probably like scraps of, like the useless branches too small to be used. Justin's going to collect a couple.
On a completely separate note, Rowdy wouldn't like this place. I can see 4 wood piles already.
That had already crossed my mind, actually.
But anyway,
I still have a black map.
that's interesting. But that you always seem to have that issue. We found this?
Well,
for
not
some reason,
always. Not always.
Not always. That's I agree. That's a slightly unfair comment there. But we did find for some reason line of sight maps did seem to give you grief sometimes. How about now? Did that work?
I don't mean to chime in on the moment you're down, but I also have a black map.
Have you selected your...
Have you clicked on your token? Hang on.
I have clicked on my...
Lighting's not enabled, so that shouldn't change anything. Enable, disable player vision, so...
Yeah, it flashed there like it was trying to do something. Maybe one of you had lighting enabled, but no, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah,
actually,
I can still. I can see it if you switch light. No,
I think that was showing me dark vision.
Yeah, that was showing you your dark vision, I suppose, if you're just getting an area of...
Yeah.
Which is really weird. Okay, but lighting's not on, so I don't know. Right, stuff it. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was just... I only spent a couple of hours drawing the lines on the map. I don't know why I did, actually, because it turns out I didn't need to, but I hadn't read the adventure when I did all the lines of sight on this one. Not that I'm bitter, twisted, and annoyed in any way, shape, or form. There you go. How's that?
No
Did
joy.
that...
Clear for me.
Well, now you should be able to see the entire map. There's no line of sight data on there at all.
Yeah.
It's completely off.
There's too much light. My dark vision is acting up.
Nothing.
I have nothing I can suggest on this one because basically I'm at a loss. Unless you've got really
Probably
slow
my
internet.
computer and my connection.
Unless you've got really slow internet and it hasn't downloaded it yet, I suppose.
Well, no,
That's probably it.
It's flashing. It was flashing back and forth between light and dark whenever you were turning lighting on. So I've got the map. It's just it's not showing it to me. I think it's because something about the coding of dark vision is causing issues.
Okay.
It's absolutely fine for me.
You got
Yeah,
that.
and I've got that version at work.
I do not know. Well, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It turns out you don't actually need this map. I just loaded it up because it was a really nice map and I paid for it. So.
It's pretty cool.
But anyway, if you don't actually need it, so I wouldn't worry too much about the map.
Okay.
There are. I just loaded. One of the other reasons to load it up is obviously if we ever come back to a lumber camp later on, I was going to use this map. But if you're getting line of sight issues, then I'm paranoid now that I won't. But there might not. You know what I mean. Anyway.
Funnily enough, there is a fight in the lumber camp, but you will not get to it. It's a different path.
Shut up, you.
different path, same area.
Anyway.
So the folk to talk to the boss. Rannick will just kind of fold his arms and wait for other people to do the talking because he's a harpole.
Okay. Yeah, as you've been standing there for a few minutes, some surly logger wanders over and basically says, "You need to see your foreman."
I just want to say no, just one.
Well, you need to see foreman. You must know his name. Otherwise, bugger off. You're not welcome here.
Oh, I see that this attitude runs deep.
Right, at that, Rannick is going to walk forward and square up to this guy.
Yep.
How tall is he, by the way?
6.5 feet tall.
6.5 feet tall. So Rannick's got 2 inches on him at least.
Okay.
So Rannick will
Careful
square up
now,
to this guy and say,
careful now.
"Excuse me, I'd like you to apologise to the lady."
Make an intimidation check then.
Just don't start a fight, whatever you do, otherwise you're going to have to kill him.
The guy suddenly basically obviously lit. Do you know, all I'm rolling today is ones. Have you noticed this? It's ever since I changed the colour of my dice. It's ever since I changed the colour of my dice. I'm changing my dice back.
They all look just like grey shadows to us. We can't see what you're rolling.
I know. I'm changing my dice back. Green dice obviously don't work for me. I'm changing my dice colour back, and we'll see if that stops rolling me once. He goes, yes. Sorry, lady. I'm dreadfully sorry. He's taken his hat off his head and he's wringing it in his hands. It's like, right. Are you here to see the foreman? I'll take you to him now. And he escorts you. You are escorted through the black white wilderness if you're Bert and Goodfella. But to anyone else, let's turn off locking as well, and try turning lighting on and off again. Actually, if dark vision, what does everyone else get if I turn lighting on? Does everyone else lose line of sight and out of interest?
Yeah, I'm guessing you've got no ambient light set.
I haven't got any ambient light set, but I can set one. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I can see I can see everything in black and white, and I can see the circle where the actual dark vision
There we
is.
are. Let's make it dusk.
And ambient lighting on, yeah.
Yeah, that's ambient lighting on with for dusk. So
One of the things is the original party version.
Party vision is turned on.
Yeah, what I mean is I can't click on somebody else's token and see what they say.
Party vision and movement was not turned on. It's now on. I thought I'd turned it on. Party vision is on now. Anyway, you're taken to the office, which is over here. And I thought I unlocked the token, so you should be able to move freely. So you're taken up to the office. I'm interested. Putting ambient light on make any difference to the complete black maps for those people who only got black maps?
Well, yeah, Bert can now see what's going on. Snookums can't see anything, but Bert can.
Is that everything grey and then you can see it though?
Yeah, everything's grayscale for Bert, but Snookums, whenever I click on Snookums, I go back to black screen.
Yeah, that's really weird because I'd set no lighting effects at all, but for some reason for you, it's obviously.
Yeah,
That's
when
really
I
weird.
click on Snookums and Bert, because we've got party vision on,
Yeah.
I can see Snookums' line of sight and I can see everything, and I can see everything for Bert, not
Yeah.
in the grayscale.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, actually, when I, as a GM, when I turn on party view, I don't actually see your dark vision. It's interesting. Mind you, it's daylight, isn't it? So that's probably why. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll turn off party view. I really have no idea why you guys can't see anything. It's very annoying.
I think party vision should be off, at least now that we've got light effects.
Oh, probably should. But don't party vision need to be turned on to share it to control NPCs?
I do.
Yeah.
But if Bert wants to move Snookums, you need to have party vision on.
Right to go, okay.
Okay, so you're taken inside the office, which obviously not all of you will fit inside, but and there you'll meet.
Lean on the wall outside then.
No, I'm just saying because obviously that your tokens are much bigger than the map. That's one thing I've noticed about Rise of the Ruin Lords. The maps are bloody small, it would appear. Anyway, this is the 10-foot squares. That never occurred to me. I'll have to check. Right, if they're 5-foot squares, then it makes. But anyway, you're basically the foreman is a Jalben Trux Shavix. That's an interesting name. You're escorted to a filthy office which is thickly decorated with taxidermies of fierce forest animals. Actually, you can see that on the map. Whoever made this map is really good. They really paid attention to the descriptions from this adventure. Let's see, right, maps for you. The impatient foreman basically looks up and sort of snaps us like, well, what do you want then?
You know what? GM, pause for a minute because my brain's gone. We wanted to know where the moss was, or
We want to know where the oldest tree in the forest is so we can get the elderwood moss.
yeah.
Oh.
We want to know where the witch Usmilia lives. And we want to know where the dwarven forge was.
Right.
Well, the Dwarven Forge will be at the foot of Crag, which is an extinct volcano. It did blow a couple of hundred years ago and did destroy the Dwarven.
How to get access to it then? Because just underneath a mountain or underneath an old volcano is still a fairly large area to search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Well,
going.
I mean, when you consider that the mountain is Droskar's Crag, and that if you consider that walking round it, if you wanted to walk around the base of the mountain, it's 15 hours of walking over difficult terrain, which makes it 30 hours of walking.
Well, for some people, maybe.
Yeah.
Bert and I are fine.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
And
I can ride Snookum.
Someone wants to ride another mosquito.
Oh, I was gonna ride Snookums. That's annoying to Bert, but I wouldn't even consider it. But
We're looking for the oldest tree in the forest and the location of the witch who resides in the forest.
He goes, why the hell would I know any of that? Get out of my bloody office.
Why are all you people so obnoxious? There is no need to speak this way.
Money's time, lady. And get it. Just pay me 5 gold, and I may remember who you might know that information, or you can just bugger off now.
Well, Rannick can hear that from outside, so Rannick's going to open the door and stick his head in and say, do I need to have a word with this one as well?
Rannick, I wouldn't start anything because if I'm saying this out loud, if you kicked off, I have to kill him. If I draw weight and gore up, it won't go back to the scabbard unless it's wet with blood.
Well, don't get out then. Now you, be nice to the lady.
plague in the town. We need these things to cure it. Anybody who has an ounce of care for another living creature would help. I'm not asking for your blood, merely your knowledge.
Make a persuasion roll. Radix intimidation may already get there, but make a persuasion roll. See if you can win with sugar rather than nastiness.
Not being nasty, I'm just telling them how it is.
That'd be a persuasion for me, reader. And good job, the intimidation worked.
I've got a million bennies. So
Go for it.
Well, for Christ's sake, I might need to use all a million of them.
There we go. All you basically see is that Radix just seems intimidation, although it did seem to rattle the guy. It doesn't necessarily seem to make him think that you can see, it doesn't look like he's wanting to be very of the helpful variety, but he basically he basically does fall for the charms of the female elf being persuasive in front of him, and goes, he shouts outside and goes, "Ratchet, go get Milon, Rodham, will ya?" A few minutes later, it goes, "He'll come along now. I'm a busy man. It'll be a bit crowded in here. If you don't mind, shut the door on the way out, and Merlin will be with you shortly, I'm sure." Again, he gives a dirty look at the half-orcs and goes back to the paperwork. So,
Really? I thought most folk didn't really like me that much.
after a few minutes, Mylon Rodham, comes over. He's a bit blunt and with you when he introduces himself. He's also not very talkative, so he's very sort of blunt and to the point, and yeah, it was very much like, "Aye."
We need to know where the oldest tree in the forest is, and we need to know where the witch lives. I believe you know the answers to these questions.
I'm
Mayhap.
going to get into the Dwarven Forge place.
Mayhap I do, but
It's to help cure the plague in the village. Something I'm sure that a good man such as yourself would have every desire to do.
he goes, "You try to find a cure? Oh well, my littlest, my sister's littlest's been taken ill with the taint. Yeah, right. No, that certainly don't want him, the little nipper going down. Right. So, what did you say? You want
The oldest tree in the forest.
the oldest tree in the forest?
Live within the forest. And the dwarven forge.
Right. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, let's see now. Let's have a think. Well, the GM desperately tries to remember where the bloody map's gone.
It's alright, Stunty. They wants to wear lighter armour. Wearing all that metal's not going to do you no good. I know your boss is called Iron Lord and all that, but really, serious.
It's not that. It's just a
There we go.
bit of a strain. I went to cast an enchantment and it didn't go well. It got vetoed, I'm afraid, from the man upstairs.
Aye.
So, okay, he goes, right, let me think now. Right, well, I've heard tale of the forest elder, as them's that call it. I was thinking that you'll find the tree, and at this point he sort of sketches out a map in the area. He thinks, I think you'll probably find the tree about there. He marks. I'll reshare the map just in case you can't see where he's drawing on the map. He goes, right then. And what else was it? Oh, you were asking about the witch, right? Now there's an interesting one. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Where's the witch? Well, I'd say probably It's many years since anyone's been out that way, but I'd say you'll probably find the witch somewhere around there, I'd say. Yeah, spooky place. Don't like going near it myself, but yeah, I'd say that's about it. I think it's about there. Oh, Dwarven Ruins. That's an interesting one as well. Well, I would say maybe they're talking about the Crucible. So I'd say probably you'll need to go have a look about that. Oops, that didn't work. Let's try that. Oh, and of course, I forgot. Of course, undo doesn't work anymore, does it? They got rid of undo.
You undid.
Yeah.
That's that place where they play a game with sticks and balls, isn't it?
There we go. I'd say you'll find you need to get into the loo of the crag, and you'll probably find it out somewhere about there. He says.
Thank you. You have been so very helpful. My wishes for your daughter. Yeah, was it his daughter?
His niece.
His niece. My wishes
No,
for
his
your
nephew.
Your
His sister's
nephew.
youngest. Yeah, he didn't actually say, but he would have. I didn't say, but he would have said his nephew. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. I appreciate. There, you were trying to role play a nice description, and I kept buggering it up. He thanks. He shows. He seems to come a bit soft in the face himself there, and goes, yeah. Excuse me, I need to go sort something out over here, and he wanders off. He goes, I wish you luck.
Thank you. Well, I think we have what we need from here, and I have no desire to stay here any longer than absolutely necessary.
Hang on. Stunty is a bit knacked. Give him a chance to get his breath.
But I've stopped for lunch.
I mean, look at him. He's old. He's quite old. He is.
What are you saying? Who are you saying? You're calling old? I'm only 125.
Aye, that's old. That is. I mean, look at the beard. It's nearly white.
You called it old. I'm only 125. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to stick around where they're killing all these trees. I realize that they're doing it for a reason, but that's still a lot of dead trees, and I think I'd rather go someplace else if we can, please.
Yeah, I've got him back. He's got a point. Yeah,
Well-
the whole. I mean, honestly, I really could kill it. I could care less about fucking woods. It's just I think the humans just don't know what they're doing. They just haven't learned their lesson.
Well, as I say,
Let's not hang around here.
You get the distinct impression that no one likes you around here. Yeah, they definitely don't. You definitely get the distinct impression that hanging around here for much longer won't go down well. But obviously, the woods are just to the north of you, and if you want to head into the woods, yeah, or obviously you can.
I mean, I'm happy to go now.
All right. Well, if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. I just thought, you're all sat down and all puffed out on that. I was just trying to be nice. Oh, bloody grumpy dwarf. Sorry.
Fair enough. Let us go. The sooner I'm in the woods, the happier I'll be.
Okay. Well, you'll get. As I say, you can get into the woods, and I can even give you some nice sound effects if it works. There you go. You're in the woods.
Yeah. Probably move the woods just in time to set up a night camp.
Exactly. Yeah, very much so. I can't keep it going in the background, but I won't worry too much. It just gives you an idea, and I'm playing around with the settings still. I'm still finding the volumes are a bit funky, but anyway, as you're heading into the woods and it's the sun's getting lower in the sky and it's all quite nice and peaceful. Can I have notice checks, please?
The green guy is shrinking.
Yeah, just a bit so I'm looking at food. I'll calm down. Exactly that though.
Rannick's not noticing anything. Arena, it's probably a good thing you didn't see this. Jelson most certainly does, but she's obviously her gnomish curiosity is always out there. Bert does see it as well. Dondred does. Basically, as you're heading through the woods, Irina seems to be looking the other way, and possibly her and Rannick are looking at something together. Rannick actually probably Rannick's probably tripping over a tree branch, which is really funny given that he's meant to be at home in the woods. And he's definitely going to be trying to hide the fact that he just did that. However, the rest of
bastard brute there.
I think Rannick's taken with Irina and he's hiding it. Just
well,
by himself.
exactly. However, the rest of the rest of you notice.
It's a snapper.
The rest of you notice you come upon in the middle of this sort of as you're walking through this forest here. It's quite lush, all the vibrant dark wood trees all around. You come across a dead tree, and it seems to be streaked with multicoloured blood.
The map's black.
I've not seen
There's no map.
All right, okay.
Let's saw it, so her impulsiveness and curiosity combined, she's not going to pass. She's going to go, hey, look! And she's going to run off to check it out.
Okay, so the new image.
Yeah, that's quite weird. I don't know. Irina.
Okay,
What's that?
Jelsa,
What's that
as
mean?
you run towards the tree, just off to the side, you notice. Well, there seems to be 3 tiny humanoids. You recognise them as some form of fae. They're pinned to the tree.
Oh, well, I'll have to check them out a little bit closer then. I already yelled to the kids, hey, look at this, so I won't ignore them after that.
No.
We have a
Do I know
Yeah,
about
Do we have a what? Sorry,
Do we
Do
have
I
a
know
map?
about this?
there isn't a map now. But yeah, so sorry, go on.
Also be poking to check to see if they have pockets, any identifying information.
Oh no! They're basically they're about 6 inches tall, and there seems to be 3 of them. And although the tree seems to be stained with basically what looks like blood, but it sort of shimmers in different colours as you look at it. Even if they don't appear to have any pockets, the 3 of them are pinned to the trees with iron spikes, and they appear to be made of wood.
Remove the iron spikes.
Are you? Is Arena? Is anyone sort of keeping quiet about this, or is Arena realizing something's going on over here? I'm just wondering.
Look, didn't they?
I think someone did yell. Look, I'm only thinking because certain people with certain bloodlines might be very upset by what this.
Yeah.
So, you recognise them as keiled piskies. They've been pinned here. Their bodies exsanguinated, and which is why they've turned to wood, because they've literally died.
I think they're beyond help, even from.
Can
from
I have... Irina knows better, so she doesn't get to make one, but everyone else gets to make a common knowledge check, please.
These are like little 6-inch wooden dolls. At this point.
Basically, at this point, well, yeah, they're pinned to the trees, but yeah, they look like basically someone carved fairies out of wood, basically.
Look at Irina and go, can I keep one?
Bert's the only one. Bert's the only one. Fortunately, the rest of you don't. But Bert, you happen to know that there are. You recall some stories you've heard. Obviously, Irina knows this absolute rubbish, so it probably didn't even occur to her. But there are some areas have folk tales and stuff where they believe that fairy blood can be used to turn lead into gold. So you wonder if that was the cause of this. But someone's basically killed these 3 piskies and pinned them to the tree.
Respectable fae race. You wouldn't want somebody keeping your body as a plaything after you've died, would you? They deserve to be treated with respect, and they certainly don't deserve to be nailed to a tree. I'm going to try and get them down.
All you need to do is remove the nails out of them, and then you'll be able to basically. They will, obviously, assuming you're not holding them as you pull the nails out, they would drop. But it's, I mean, the nails have been hammered in quite firmly.
I'm going to lay them to rest in a way that would be appropriate for their race.
Yep, no problem at all.
Yeah, you don't need to call in a carpenter to get them off the tree. You can do it yourself.
But
What kind of bugger would do that sort of thing?
Somebody who thinks they can make gold.
Bastards!
another way to look at it is if a bunch of people are cutting down trees that the Fae like, the Fae might be upset. But I talked across you, Bert. Sorry about that. Right. After Rita spent some time dealing with the bodies, the sun is very low in the sky. It's probably a good time to think about setting up camp for the night.
Is there any chance we can make it to the lake before dark?
Let's have a look. See, it's another hour or so to the lake.
Do you guys think we should go to the lake to camp, or do you want to just camp right here?
No, it's easier to get water if we go to lake.
We could, probably get water near the lake. Plus, it's not right in the middle of it. I don't want to be anywhere near where these people have been sacrificed as well, in case we kind of get blamed for it. I mean, the whole Fae thing is, I told you about the Fae in the beginning, it's a whole area I don't want to get involved in. It's just, it's not natural.
If we can head over to end the lake, we'll make camp there.
Very good.
Actually, sorry, 2 hours in the forest unless you've got... It'll take you 2 hours, but you can do it. Obviously, I know half the party...
Us can do it in an hour.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Goodfella and Jelsa move at half pace through the woods, but Bert and Rannick don't bother with difficult terrain, and you don't bother with difficult terrain in woods.
Jelsa.
Right on your shoulders, Rannick, if you think I'm going to slow you down. And she'll scramble up his back.
Bloody hell.
Well, I
Now
won't
you know how poor Snookums feel.
Okay. Right.
Well, Rannick's got long hair, so I
Okay,
fall off.
as you continue, yeah, sorry, as you continue to head through the woods towards the river, can I have some notice checks, please?
You know what, Sparkles? I could pull on your hair and all.
Rather I held on to your ears, I'll do that.
What did I leave off?
Righty ho. Oh my word!
Yeah, you've got to keep it entertained.
Right. Okay. So Arena, Bert, well, everyone except Dondred, who's obviously just really knackered at this point. Up ahead of you, you hear more buzzing. And as you basically look through the trees, you see an interesting sight. Basically, well, obviously it appears to be a bunch of more giant mosquitoes, but they seem to be attacking an individual. He's about 3 feet tall, and he's covered in bones and feathers and all sorts, and he seems to be wildly swinging left and right and trying to fight off the mosquitoes.
How many are there?
6.
Okay, I want to try and beast friend them all to get them off him.
Okie dokie,
Press
go for
Bert roll. I have beast front. Oh, she don't need it. No.
Righty ho! You successfully you successfully cast Beast Friend, and all the mosquitoes fly off. The small individual that seems to be, I suppose, depending on your point of view, I suppose could be some sort of shaman type individual. Seems to calm down a bit as after the mosquitoes stop pestering him. You notice he seems to have a small rat perched upon him. He turns and looks around and sees you, and you basically see dead, sightless eyes staring back at you.
Snookum's tail tip twitches.
Indeed, it's. I suppose it. Well, you're still quite noobs, aren't you? So it's. Well, say it's about 3 feet tall. It seems to be. It's standing on hind legs. You now notice it has a tail, and it's covered in slightly mouldy and falling off scales. And I suppose it looks like a small dragon, but standing on 2 legs.
It's a bloody undead kobold.
That's probably a good bet, as it's a bloody undead kobold.
I hate bastard kobolds and I hate bastard undead.
Well, I'll get them rid of the mosquitoes, you get rid of that.
Rannick grabs Jelsa by the scruff of her neck behind his back and puts her down on the ground and starts walking forward towards this undead kobold.
Okie dokie.
Jelsa hates kobolds. Jelsa hates kobolds just as much, so she's going to run right behind him.
That's an interesting scale they put on this map.
I'm
That's
going to
better.
concentrate on making those mosquitoes go a really long way away.
Yeah, that's okay. If that
He can't be all bad. The mosquitoes was trying to eat him, so I mean, he must have blood somewhere, right? I mean, don't kill him, guys. Don't do anything violent.
He's already dead. He's just not stopped moving.
Well, but I mean, the mosquitoes was buzzing him.
Every last one of them.
The
Yeah, I
mosquitoes
must
was
admit,
buzzing him, and mosquitoes don't go against something unless they've got blood, and so I mean, he can't be all dead, right?
What are you going after? Go ahead. Befriend him. See what happens.
oh bloody hell!
I think you'll find he's quite mouldy.
That token is without doubt the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And absolutely perfect for this. Okay, so we're going to put the party on the map. It's got bloody line of sight, which probably breaks it for everyone. So let's turn off light. Let's disable light. Oh, it's even got lighting turned on. Let's see what happens when we leave that on then. And we'll see what happens. We'll put the party
Undead
over.
are a sin.
I'll put them.
Wiped from the
Put everyone
face
over
of the
here. We'll put Arena off to one side because she's controlling the. We'll put Arena off to one side because she's controlling the.
Mosquitoes.
Yep, thank you. Couldn't think of the word. Mosquitoes. And we'll put. Why is everything that gets added on gets the number 2 after it? Interesting. Okay, and we'll put. Come on, Nick. Up on the map. Yeah, that looks good. I can't believe I had a token for an undead kobold. That's brilliant. Okay. Goodfella gets to go first. I better share the map, hadn't I? Hopefully this one's not all black.
So Kolmuk Merc is a shaman?
He's an undead kobold, apparently shaman by your guess. Yes.
I'm going to move by 6 forward.
Sorry. Yeah, by all means. I think I might spend a Benny, because I've got some, to see if I can move him up the combat tracker. I can.
1, 2.
So there's no ambient light on this map.
I don't know, there's lighting turned on.
Yeah. No ambient light.
I don't know, so I just labbed this map out. It appears to have line of sight and lighting turned on, so...
And
I literally just
geez, I
grabbed
don't
it.
know. I'm dead. Team, what are we?
You seem to be cutting out.
I think he's asking what should he do, but unless you've got any range, unless you've got range capabilities, there's not much you can do from there, I'm afraid.
Well, you heard Bert saying don't kill him because he may not be a bad guy. But beyond that, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, he's a kobold, so he's not a good guy by definition.
Oh, the targeting's come back on the combat tracker.
Has it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm part orc. Does that mean I'm a bad guy by default too?
Are you a kobold?
No, but I'm part orc.
No, I'm gonna stand where I am. I'm gonna hold my ground. I'm just gonna be like,
Kobolds, goblins, lizardy, creepy things are bad guys by default.
Rannick targets the kobold.
Rannick, having dropped Gelser off, unshoulders his shield, draws his bastard sword.
And charges the kobold.
Not so much charges as just kind of strides up to it and says, "Right, you bastard."
Is it a kobold's your racial enemy, without a chance?
No, but humanoids are, and I believe kobolds are humanoids, aren't they?
They are indeed.
So I'll have my reroll, and as it happens, I should have got an extra card, but I was on the ace of clubs anyway because we're in the woods, aren't we?
Yes.
So I've hit him.
You have hit him. Might have to spend one of his bennies.
Punk.
You wound him. I will spend one of his bennies to soak that. Failing miserably. So he takes a wound. Which he promptly fails to unshake on.
No, he unshook.
Oh, he unshook. That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, +2. Shake and recovery because he's undead. Right. Well, I don't like what you just did. Yeah, okay. I think we'll take a multi-action. He basically, the kobold sort of raises his staff above his head, starts chanting stuff, and yeah, looking up, you notice the clouds darken quite quickly, and suddenly 2 bolts of lightning strike down from the sky.
But it never struck twice.
Wow. I say 2 bolts because he has to cast it twice, doesn't he? So the first bolt, parry 6, shield me. You don't get shield bonus because it's coming from above. So Goodfellas would be hit and Rannick would be missed, but I need to roll again for the second one because... Okay, so I'm just going to take it as is then. I'm going to spend a bed, so I'm going to basically say that Goodfellas' bolt of lightning misses him because he was meant to be the second one. I was meant to target one after the other, not target both together, because I just did the multi-action wrong. So in that case... he's basically double casting Bolt. I'm going to spend a Benny on his recasting of Bolt on Rannick. See if I can get that. And I'll try again just because it's the end of the day and I've got no Bennies left. Can't keep the Bennies. But no, both bolts of lightning arc out of the sky and narrowly miss both of you. Jelsa.
I can just see this guy just tried to fry my 2 friends.
Well, yeah, he did chant a bit, and then basically he did call lightning. Yes.
Now, if I'm casting on others, do I need to target them, or do I just need to tell you one?
If you're going to cast an effect that will boost them, then if you target them, then you can hit the effect, and it will have enough. It's nicer that way, but you can just tell me. It's not a problem. But target.
I want to see if this works, basically.
Okay, you successfully cast protection. That will cost you. Well, technically speaking, for the record, what you need if you just say you're casting, if you just roll the dice to cast it, I'm going to assume you're not doing any modifiers. But if that makes sense, obviously you need to decide the modifiers before you roll. And it doesn't really make much difference on the PowerPoint cost.
I'm just casting right for right now.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. So
and if I cast it on them and myself, so that would be 3 power points, right?
Yeah, so you need to target yourself as well. So that'd be 3 power points. So all you need to do is after you've targeted the 3, if you open up the protection power, which I've just you do need. I had targeted you, and you. That's okay. So if you open up the protection power, you're just going to click the little chap to the left of the armor +2. I mean, I'm happy to do it. It was just so you understand how it works. But I'll hit it, and there you are. So protection goes on the 3 of you. What's the trapping for your protection? I'm intrigued.
See, you guys are standing there, and lightning's coming down around you. All of a sudden, all kinds of a swarm of little lightning bugs surround you and protects you.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Sparkly things.
Little sparkly, little fireflies everywhere. You've still got 3 inches of movement left if you want to carry on moving. Or
You've
just
got way too many modifiers on that protection power. In Pathfinder, it only has the additional recipients modifier.
No. All the standard modifiers still apply.
Yeah, but you've got the toughness modifier there.
Have I? Oh, I take that back. Yes. No. Unless it's changed again, because maybe it's changed again.
I'm looking at 1.2, and it's only got the additional recipients under the protection power itself. Toughness.
It could well be
instead of being able to be added onto it.
Mate, because obviously they have changed them, and obviously I just thought maybe I missed it on one of the updates. Because I've only updated them 3 times so far. One for 1.0, one for 1.1.
The initial text is correct.
Yeah.
2 points of armor, and then with a raise it's applied to toughness instead. You can't choose to make it toughness.
Okay. They've changed. Yeah, that's fine. We'll fix that. Right, add that to my list. Where's my pen gone? I've lost my pen. I'll have to watch my screen later. Someone remember all these and give me a note later. I've lost my pen. Okay. So, Bert. It looks like they're ignoring you saying don't hit the undead kobold, Bert.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You can't cast it on multiple recipients. Additional recipients isn't a standard modifier. And protection doesn't have additional recipients.
That's bollocks. They've changed that.
Oh no, so additional recipients is the only modifier it's got, other than the standard ones. So yeah, you can do it on additional recipients.
So that's what I was doing. I was just rolling protection for the 3 of us. And I'm sure Rannick just loves being surrounded by cute little fireflies.
Absolutely.
They're so pretty.
In fact, he's probably going to start swatting at them. Bloody hell, what are these bastards?
Don't. They're helping you. Trust
Anyway, Bert.
Warn me next time.
Yeah, Bert's trying to figure out what he's going to do. Let me see. Snuggums, where are you? Come here, Snuggum. Where are you hiding? Don't hide. Come back here. You have a pace of 8, so you can get up there and help. So, I think what I'm going to do what Bert's going to do, fine, since they've decided they want to kill this, whatever it is, Bert is going to step over to here and shoot it with his bow.
Okay. You step over to there and you can shoot it with your bow, be my guest. I am just looking through my source code to find protection. There it is. So, modifiers. Glow Shroud still applies because that's a standard modifier.
Yeah.
Hinder Hurry still applies. More armour can't be done, agreed.
More armor can't be done.
Range is a standard modifier, so that's okay.
Yeah, toughness would go off.
Toughness would go off as well. Okay, so then when it comes to the effects, toughness. It's toughness. So what's the description say?
Right, if you cast it normally, it gives 2 points of armor.
Yeah.
If you cast raised, it gives 2 points of toughness instead.
Okay, so armor. Do you know what? They've definitely got rid of that because armor toughness protection +6 was basically getting the more armor power, which was in there. They've definitely changed the bloody power since I typed this in, which is fine. I can live with that. So it's now just +2 armor or +2 toughness.
Or you keep
Until-
saying, which is fine in case you offend it personally or something.
That's fine. You wait. Now I've deleted them. Now I've just deleted all those bloody settings. They'll release 1.3 where they put them all back again.
Yeah, put it back in again. Whoa.
But that's my fault for writing the module early because I wanted to play it.
Look at deflection. The effects on deflection need changing as well.
Well, make a list, please.
I'll go through powers when I've got a chance and just look at them all.
I appreciate it. Right, okay, so you missed with your bow, and Snookums comes charging in.
Right, I'm having trouble getting Snookums to target.
That's okay. I shall get Snookums to target for you. There, Snookums is targeting.
Target will go ahead and whack him with the claw.
Be my guest.
Wow. Okay, doesn't he have a... Where's the...
Snookums has his own pool of bennies. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're the
okay.
only one that has access to them.
Oh. Do you want to spend one of Snookums' bennies?
Yeah, actually what's going to happen is Snookum is just going to pounce. See if I can share that. Nope, I can't share it. He needs to wild attack. And if
Okay.
he succeeds, he'll do +4 damage instead of +2 damage. But yes, I will spend a Benny.
Okay, I'll spend the benny and you can
actually-
re-roll it.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Oh, do you reckon you can do it? Cool. Okay, so that's a hit. So he's going to do a wild attack, but I'll need to create a pounce effect, I suppose. I'll need to do a wild attack, but we'll do a damage +2 on the pounce and put a 1 on that. That should work, shouldn't it?
Capital D for damage, but it won't work.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Ah, I thought it did.
Then I just turn it off, don't I, after the attack. So you basically wound the kobold, who does soak the damage though. But there we go. It's running out of bennies. That's a shame that we're going to have to stop this fight mid-combat. What a shame. I'll get all my bennies back next week, and so will you. Arena, you are technically... Well, you've sent the farflies away, so that's okay. Farflies? Mosquitoes? Unless you want to call them back, of course, I suppose.
No, I think it's best for us if they're not around. I think, however, I am going to cast a spell. I'm just going to have a look at the... What size is Schnookums?
Schnookums is -1, I believe.
No, actually...
Oh,
Snookums
Schnookums!
is
Sorry,
0.
Schnookums is 0. Sorry, I thought you meant the kobold.
No.
Yeah, Schnookums is 0. Sorry.
In that case, There's 2 Schnookums.
Oh, really?
I've become a Schnookums.
Ah, okie dokie.
And I'm going to run over there and blank it.
Actually, no, you're novice. You can only do size -1. You're a slightly smaller snooker.
Okay.
You're slightly smaller schnookums, yeah.
That's really hard to say.
Slightly smaller schnookums. Okay. So we.
Mini Schnookums! Oh my goodness, the mini Schnookums! Oh, you're so cute!
Mini schnookums. Okay. Yes.
Just the two of us, you and I.
So when you shape change, okay. So.
I don't have to move that far, but that's where I'm aiming.
Yeah. Well, you probably can actually. What's Schnookums' pace? 8. So you probably get to, you get to there.
That'll be a run modifier. Or that, yeah, that's fine. That'll do.
Okay. When transforming, you obtain your own smart spells. Engage the spirits. Yeah, we're going to have to make some modifiers for your shape change powers, aren't we? We'll worry about that for another day.
And you'll gain the pounce ability because that's an ability of the form and things like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to create a few set ones.
Yeah, no, that's no problem at all. Yeah.
But there you go. That's me done for now.
Wonderful stuff. Cat large is size, and cat small is size -3. So yeah, we'll have to come up with some smaller cats.
I'll be an ocelot or something.
I suspect you want to Benny that, don't you?
No, we can't.
You might as well. We'll get, regardless of how the combat is, we're going to have to end it at the end of this round, I suspect.
So yeah, Shookum that strength goes up an extra die. His little Shookums come mid-sized Shookums.
So you are basically boosting Ickle Schnookums' strength, are you?
Yes.
Righty ho, there we go.
I think it would please the God of War if this undead was being put that.
Okie dokie. Oh, what the hell? Unless anyone has to go, I'm happy to start another round. I don't mind. I'm having fun. I'd like to finish the fight. I was going to actually sort of leave it as I was going to leave it as a cliffhanger, but then I was going to leave it as a cliffhanger, but then you probably made all the mosquitoes fly away. So I thought, what the heck? Okay, Bert.
Got to use the bennies. We can't get the waters.
Exactly. You got lots of nice bennies. Use them up. Go on. Last round of combat. If you put him down, that is, I suppose. Have we lost Bert?
Come in, Bert.
I think we lost Bert. We'll put Bert on. Oh, we'll put Bert. We shall put Bert on hold.
Sorry, I didn't expect to go so soon.
That's okay.
With my whole hesitant thing,
Yeah, you got a joker.
Yeah, that's what I did with Ollie. I was like, what? I have to go now?
yeah, right. Okay, I am going to. Bert's going to shoot again. He's going to step up a little bit and shoot over Schnookums at Kolomokoroku or whatever his name is.
Okay. I just changed to Rita's token. She is now a very small cat, but why not? That's a hit. That is a hit. And that's a wound upon Kolmulch. That's a good hit.
Bert.
I have a special rule called I've run out of time, so I can't spend bennies. But Schnookums.
Schnookums, he doesn't get to pounce because he didn't move this round. He is still going to get the hit. And
that's another wound. That is a third wound upon the Kobold shaman. Bringing us last but no means least to Mr. Rannoch.
Down the bastard.
You do with on a 5. You hit him.
I'm going to use my reroll in the hopes that I don't critically fail, just to see if I can get better.
Okay. I saw that one come up, but you did get better. Roll that damage with the raise. You really do not like humanoids, do you?
Raise damage didn't come up.
I know. I'm going to spend my last penny because I didn't think I would do it. So, 26 points of damage.
From the raise.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'd better turn that on. I forgot to turn on wound cap. You just inflicted 5 wounds on the kobold. And down he goes with a splat. And with the undead kobold put down, we shall leave our illustrious party as the sun sets in the night sky and they get ready to camp for the night.
It's not that I hate humanoids that much, it's just I've fought quite a few of them, and in most cases there's certain places where if you poke them, they don't like it.
I sit down and start licking my paw.
Well, there we go. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm certainly finding it intriguing, and I'm glad I'm already finding all the things I've done wrong with the rule set, so that's helpful.
Yeah, Bert is going to go over to Schnookums and he's going to take a little bit of water out of the lake and he's gonna like slowly clean the blood off his paws and snuggle him because him was a good kitty. Yes, him was a good kitty. There's some kind of bad guy. Yes, he is.
Rannick is going to clean his sword and then have a look at the court.
Okay. Well, I will leave you with that one. So, yep. Well, actually, I have a funky feeling I forgot to give him equipment, so we'll have a look. See. Oh, no, that's because he doesn't have anything.
So one day of trail ration weighs 8 pounds.
Wow. Okay. So he doesn't seem to have a lot on him. He just has a small spear and a dagger. He has a crude wooden sign round his neck, and it's got a single word on it. I don't know if anyone can, but I don't think any of you can read it.
What language is it in?
Draconic.
Wiggles.
It's Draconic.
No,
No, you don't. No one understands Draconic, but it just has a word written on it. And look at that, the funky font for not being able to understand it comes up. Isn't that lovely? But there you go. And that's where I shall leave it. Thanks very much, guys. We shall return next time, as we will find out if you do prove to be Hollow's last hope. Thanks very much.